Kendall made that one late in the game that made it a 4-point game, so it was making it hard for them to get a tie. So, just one or two here or there, it helps. But, we just got to do a little bit better on the free throws, but we'll get there.
Coach Amy Felker here, pregame tonight. Scott City faces Colby. This is a team that had a little frustration. I think they took out on Holcomb on Tuesday night after suffering the first loss of the year on Saturday night last week in Goodland against the Cowgirls. But team that's 3-1 on the year entering tonight, and a win over Holcomb where they dominated that second half. And this is a good nucleus of girls that you're going to be facing tonight.
They are. They've been playing together forever, I feel like. And, they've got shooters, they've got drivers, they've got just people that can do a lot of different things. So we're going to have to really be ready to play defense and not give them second shot opportunities.
It starts really with their scoring with Elizabeth Barton, and it's a team that only has 13 girls out this year for basketball, and Barton has been a 3-year starter there at that point guard spot, and she's done a lot of great things for them, but they also have a pretty good cast, and they're starting to get a lot more out of their sophomore and the Holzmeister girl.
Shaylee does a great job. She can shoot on the inside. She can go on the outside. Left-handed girls are always hard to guard, so she's having a great year. The Barton girl just creates, and then when people help, she's smart enough to get the ball to the right girl, and they capitalize on those things. So we got to do a great job of containing the Barton girl, but then not letting those other girls really get too fired up.
Should be a fun one here tonight with Scott City and Colby round one here in Scott City. As Coach Amy Felker here joins me pregame. And Coach, as always, thank you for the time here and good luck to you guys.
Thanks, Adam.
That was Scott City and Lady Beaver Coach Amy Felker. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with Eden Benz in Scott City and Leota. More to come in your pregame show. We'll have a breakdown of the matchup. Also bring you starters, keys to the game, and the tip-off after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Let's go another 3 minutes, please. 3 minutes. Thank you.
More than just coffee. It's true. Amazing homemade meals, beer rocks, or soups, and special orders. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Closed Tuesday, True North Cafe on Main Street in Scott City, where they are more than coffee.
A healthy new year starts now. Gravity Wellness IV treatments restore energy and confidence. During December and January, Gravity Wellness will lift you up with IV treatment specials, saving $50 on the Myers, Energize, and Recovery IV treatments. Now each only $100. Lift up someone special with a gift card for IV treatments or other Gravity services. The gift of relaxation starts now from Gravity Wellness with locations in Garden City, Dodge City, and Scott City.
Preparation page.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
Faroe Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Faroe Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
But Lady Beavers feel like they're a little bit more of a confident team right now here in this first part of the season. And I think Colby can say the same thing, even though they've had one setback at 44-22 against Goodland back on the Topside Tip-Off Championship last Saturday. They also had wins over Burlington, Colorado, and Lakin in that tournament. Beat Burlington 45-26, I believe it was, in the semifinals of the tip-off in Goodland, and then beat Lakin pretty handily to start off the season last Thursday. So they'll be on the road. They're going to be road warriors. This is the first of 4 in a row for the Eagles on the road. They go to Stratton, Colorado tomorrow, and then they go to Russell on Tuesday, and then they come around 2 weeks later on January 2nd and travel to nearby Hoxie. And they will only play their big rivals, the Goodland Cowgirls, once this year. They've worked out an agreement with the Mid-Continent League since Stockton left, and the Mid-Continent League teams were scrambling for schedules, or for teams to schedule. So Colby and Goodland mutually agreed to just play one time this year, which is very unusual, but that'll change here in the future. So Colby picked up Phillipsburg out of the MCL, and Colby and Goodland only playing each other one time. But this is a good team, a lot of veteran experience, a lot of 3-year players, including their leading scorer, Elizabeth Barton, the junior, averages 16 points a game. And they also have Shaylee Holzmeister, who came off the bench for him a year ago. She's a sophomore now and averages 8. Logan Nolan, a junior, kind of a good defensive specialist, but also a good three-point shooter. She averaged around 6 a game, and Allie Flanagan around 3 or 4 points a game as well as a junior. She's played around a lot. Brent Stanley averages 3 points, another junior as well. Team that averages 45 points a game, and they still have the old Scott City native alum Yancey Walker on their bench as a third-year head coach for the Lady Eagles. Team that's averaging 45 points a game through their first 3 games this year. They were semifinalists in the Lakin Sub-State a year ago, where they lost to the Cimarron Lady Blue Jays, and in that semifinal down at Lakin. But Scott City looking to kind of play a little bit better than they did on Tuesday night at Cimarron. They didn't feel like they played very well down in Cimarron, but they snapped a 7-game losing streak against the Lady Blue Jays, winning 39-33. Yeah, it was their season low of points, but they got the stops when they needed them the most in the end. They turned the ball over quite a bit on Tuesday nights as well. They had 27 rebounds in the game. They were out-rebounded in that game by Cimarron, and 32-27. They were just 9 of 20 at the line and only hit 2 threes in the game, and they were led on Tuesday nights by Avery Lewis with 12, and Megan Trout had 11 points and 8 rebounds, and Erica Felker had a season-low 3 points, which is, she just really struggled shooting that. But look to Scott City kind of break that tonight and kind of get back to the winning ways and try to get their 5th win of the year and get some confidence and momentum heading into a very tough game on Tuesday night at Goodland against the Cowgirls. So big matchups tonight in the league. Of course, they don't count toward the league standings. We mentioned here at Scott City and Colby. You have Goodland hosting Holcomb. Holcomb 3-2 on the year. Goodland at 4-0. You have Cimarron and Hugoton battling. Cimarron is 1-4. Hugoton at 1-3. And Ulysses is playing host to Southwestern Heights. Southwestern Heights picked up a win on Tuesday night over the Hugoton Lady Eagles. Ulysses looking for their first win of the year on the girls' side. So that's what's going on here tonight across the teams in the Great West Activity conference here. So should have a fun one, a fun doubleheader tonight. Great crowd already on hand. Yeah, we're getting started about 10 or so minutes late. JV girls picked up a big victory earlier here, and so that took a little longer there, but they got it done, and they're off to a good start at 2-1 on the year, but should have a fun one here tonight. Let's go ahead and step aside for our final timeout. When we come back, we will have your starters, keys to the game, and the opening tip. It's Scott City and Colby for round 1 of 2 this year here at the Scott Community Event Center. Back after this timeout, this is Scott City Beaver basketball.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we stand and pay honor to America and your troops at home and abroad as SCHS alum Peyton Goodman sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart
Barton for Colby.
chaos, so you guys are really good. Alright, so scoreboard does not look like it's working, is it? Scoreboard's not working, pull it. It's not working. Good. Colby has 2 points. Pull it. Okay, oh my gosh, I went down the upper stairs really fast. Oh crap, I have the wrong laptop. Okay. I'm becoming my It'll say reconnecting.
Sit here for a second.
Who's texting me? Hey, go to Adam. Go to Adam. No, yeah. Adam on set. What? You can if you want to, that's cool. Go to Adam on sound though, that's really important.
Down 2-0 first minute of this game here in the Sky Community Event Center. Up top, Avery Lewis is Colby playing man-to-man defense. Lewis drives right, guarded by Barton. Up top to Kendall Gentry. Gentry needs to put on the floor. They're going to call a travel on that again. I thought she kept her pivot foot down, but I guess not, says the official, and that's turnover number 2. 6:48 here in the opening quarter. Here's Colby with the ball and a 2-0 lead. With it now is going to be Allie Flanagan to Nolan trying to get it in the Holzmeister. Now left corner to Elizabeth Barton looking for a screen. Good help defense. Now driving in and Shannon Kramer always picks up the seal. And she will. We're going to get a tie-up, and that'll be a steal and a turnover. Kramer coming into tonight averaging just under 4 steals a game with the first Colby turnover here with 6:22 to go. Stanza. Hey, they say I have no audio on my end. Tell us. 6:22 to go first quarter. Now it's 2-0 for Scott City with the ball down 2 and early going. Up top, Kramer. Scott City is yet to attempt a shot. Up top, here's Felker. Almost walked with it up top. She'll stop and pop a straightaway triple. Short, long rebound. Kendall Gentry gets it. She'll drive in, and we are tied at 2. Good rebound, and the putback by Gentry. We're tied at 2 with 5:58 to go first quarter of play. Our first tie of the night, and Scott City with it grabs her second board of the game. Gentry had 8 points at Cimarron on Tuesday night. Off a screen up top, it goes to Logan Nolan. Nolan now left side through, almost bobbled, and it was bobbled, but then picked up by Holzmeister and tried to get a bounce pass to Brent Stanley. It's bounced passed out of bounds, and there's back-to-back Colby Eagle turnovers. Inbound into Erica Felker, tied at 2. Scott City trying to take their first lead of the night here as we're 2.5 minutes into this first quarter. Left side, Kendall Gentry almost walked with it again. Up top, it goes to Kramer. Ball deflected off a pass, and that's going to be turnover number 3 on Scott City. And then Scott City will, Kramer almost stole it right back, but was standing right on the baseline in front of the official. And the thing when Scott City and, girls and boys will need to do, the lobs over the top may not work against girls around your height. They're a little taller with the length, or even boys too. You got to fake the pass up top and kind of bounce pass it if you can. One fake and then try to lob it or bounce pass it in a way as well. That'll get the players out of position. A 3 up top, no for Logan Nolan, and Scott City clears the board with Avery Lewis. Scott City now loses it as that'll be off of Elizabeth Barton. Oh no, they'll say it off of Lewis? Oh my, I don't agree with that call. That was definitely off of Barton, but the official who was over the top of it did not see it that way, and Scott City commits turnover number 4 here with 4:58 to go first quarter. Colby's 1 out of 2 early on, and it goes to Holzmeister. We're tied at 2, left corner, Nolan wide open. Now you don't want to leave her open on the perimeter. Same with Flanagan. Now here's Nolan back at top to Flanagan. Now the foul line to Holzmeister. Now Flanagan turned down the quick three. Up top, 4:40 to work first quarterback to Nolan. Back up top to Flanagan. Those two can get really hot around the perimeter. Now I'll skip it to Nolan, and it's over her hands and out of bounds, and that'll be Colby's third turnover. So it's been a defensive struggle both sides here early on. Scott City and Colby deadlocked at 2. The Lady Beavers are just 1 of 2 from the floor. Colby 1 of 2 as well, but they're 0 of 2 from the line. We've seen our share of turnovers here. 4:25 to work first quarter. Go left for the pass, and that's airmailed out of bounds and turnover number 5. And Coach Amy Felker is going to bring in Mackenzie Metzger here for the first time. The 5'6" junior replaced Kendall Gentry, and she's kind of had you could tell she's had a frustrating start there, but had a good idea that time. 4:20 to work here in the first. Still stuck at 2. Colby has not scored in 3 minutes. Scott City, it's been about a minute and a half. Foul line, it goes to Barton trying to go around Lewis. Right side, Holzmeister looking to penetrate. Her runner in the paint, banked in. She has 2, and it's 4-2 Colby with 4:04 to go here in the first period. And Colby is going to apply some full court pressure, just kind of off the inbounds and then back off a little bit and go straight up man-to-man. Scott City to move left to right here in the first half. Up top it goes to Megan Trott. Knight's giving to go to Felker. She'll lay it up, and we're tied at 4. Good answer back for the Lady Beavers with 3:45 to go first quarter. Tied at 4, and back over it goes to Colby's end with the basketball. Logan Nolan with it up top, guarded by Metzger. Goes left to Bryn Stanley. Looking for a cutter to Stanley. One bounce pass and right to Erica Felker. Turnover number 4. Here comes Felker weaving her way through. Her layup on the left side. No. Rebound goes to Elizabeth Barton for Colby. And then we're going to get a tie-up afterwards, and that's going to belong to Colby on the possession arrow after Barton had grabbed the rebound initially. Colby will send in Sadie Cheney. Cheney, a 5'10 sophomore. Comes in averaging just under 4 points in 3 games off the bench. So we're at the 3:20 mark of the opening frame. Scott City and Colby deadlocked to 4. Lady Beavers have had 3 opportunities to take the lead. Now Barton will drive in all the way. She gets stripped going up and stolen. And then Mackenzie Metzger with it and a turnover. That's a 5th Colby turnover as we approach 3 to go first quarter. Metzger crossover drum almost lost her balance. A lot of contact up top. They let it play. Bounce pass through the hands of Kramer, and Scott City will turn it over for the 6th time. Sixth Scott City turnover. Both teams have combined for 11 turnovers here in the first 5 minutes. We're tied at 4. Nolan with it up top, guarded by Metzger. Goes left to Elizabeth Barton. Lewis gives her a little separation. Oh, that almost was a push. Driving in a shot, no, and a foul. As that time, the cousins battle against each other. Sadie Cheney for Colby, and Cheyenne Kramer commits the harm. That's her first. Scott City's third. Colby yet to commit a foul with 2:45 to go first quarter. Cheney to the line, and she's around a 50% free throw shooter and breaks the 4-all tie. Colby now 1 of 3 from the line. Scott City yet to go to the foul line. Well, that's mainly because Colby hasn't fouled. And it's 6-4 now. It's Colby with back up by a couple here. The sophomore off the bench, Cheney, with her first 2 points. With it is Metzger into the front court. Here we're 2:38 here in the first. Bounce pass to Trout at the foul line. Holds it. Now she'll look to drive right up top to Cheyenne Kramer. Right side, Avery Lewis will try to feed it in, but good help defense. Is still loose, and Colby picks it up. Scott City's 7th turnover. 6-4 Colby lead with the ball. 2:20 to go here in a defensive-minded first quarter here in Scott City. Lady Beaver just 2 of 3 from the floor. Colby is 1 of 3, but they are 2 of 4 at the line, and that's the difference right now in the game. Up top to Elizabeth Barton, guarded by Avery Lewis. Martin will drive in, now kick it over right side to Flanagan. Up top to Holzmeister with 2 to go first period. They'll lob it in, right block. Cheney now up top to Barton, turns down the 3, got away the walk, throws it up and banks it in. She has 4, and it's 8-4 with 1:53 to go first quarter. So 4 in a row for Colby, and they have never trailed. We've been tied twice. Trout with it up top to Metzger, looks to drive in. Kramer in the right corner. Back up top to Lewis, looking to drive in on Barton. Does. Goes to her left. Takes it all the way, and layup is good. Nice move by Lewis for the first basket. 8-6 with 1:34 to go first quarter. Scott City is shooting 3 of 4 from the floor, but they have committed 7 turnovers. That's been the story here of the first frame. Elizabeth Martin looking to drive it on Lewis. Loses the dribble, but picks it back up, and then miscommunication, almost thrown away. Up top it goes to Allie Flanagan. Flanagan holds it with 1:15 to go first quarter. 8-6 Colby lead of the ball. Barton with it. Will put it on the floor, guarded by Lewis. Lewis trying to be careful. She does have one foul. And then driving in, and Holzmeister, oh my goodness. That's going to be a foul on Kramer. Stripped it out of Holzmeister's hands. That'll be her second and the team's fourth. Colby is yet to foul here with 66 first quarter seconds to go as Kendall Gentry will have to come in for Kramer. And Scott City having a hard time here in this first quarters. They're now in foul trouble with Kramer at 2 and 4 fouls already. And that's ball deflected. Good defense by Metzger. They'll still stay. It'll be Colby's ball with 64 first quarter seconds. As call made by Michaela Bierman, who, a few years ago was just playing high school basketball for Goodland. She's worked her way up into the officiating ranks to varsity this year. She's done a pretty good job. Final minute of this first quarter. Up top with it is Elizabeth Barton. Barton goes left with the pass to Flanagan. Looking for a cutter, finds Cheney. Bounce pass right or left corner, and a three is rimming her off. Rebound tipped her, and no foul over the back, and the follow-up is good for Holzmeister. She has 4, and Scott City unable to get the box out. 10-6 or the foul. 41 seconds to go first quarter. Colby is yet to commit a foul in this first quarter, which is a little surprising that I maybe didn't see him call, but, that was one of those situations. And now Scott City loses it, but they get it to Lewis. Left baseline jumper. Bounces in. A nice soft bounce. She has 4, 10-8 with 23 seconds to go here in the opening frame. Scott City trailing here. 10-8, Colby with the ball. Barton will drive in. Her runner is good. She has 6. 12-8, that was too easy. 8 seconds to go first quarter, and Colby leads once again by 4. Here's Felker trying to take it all the way to the rack. Her scoop shot too strong. Rebound, trap, follow-up, no. And that's wasn't going to count. That's the end of your first quarter. Scott City trailing by 4. 8 minutes in the books at 12-8. We'll come back in a minute for the second quarter. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
For O Heating and Cooling of Scott.
City's basketball, both teams shooting the ball hot. Part of it, they haven't attempted a lot of shots. Here's a nice cut for Trad in the layup on the left side. She's on the board, and it's 12-10 with 7:47 to go first half. Scott City now 5 of 7 from the field. Colby is 5 of 7 from the floor. The Eagles 2 of 4 from the line. Scott City did not attempt to foul because Colby did not foul in that first quarter. Scott City committed 4 fouls, and they put Cheyenne Kramer on the bench at 2, and that's going to be a charge. They'll say a push-off, and there's the first foul of the night on Colby in their 7th turnover. That foul will be charged to Sadie Cheney. That is her first and the team's first of the quarter. A 7:31 to go first half. Lady Beavers have not led in this one, have trailed by 4 a couple of times right now, trailing here 12-10. They'll high-low it into Trout, catches it. Now gets back into great position. Bounce pass to Mackenzie Metzger for 2. That nice soft bounce won't go in. The last touch, though, by Cheney, and it'll still stay Scott City's basketball. And a break for the Beavers with 7:17 to go first half. Just the third miss from the field for Scott City. They were 0 of 1 on threes. Colby has not missed a 2-point basket. The ball is into the backcourt. Oh, Scott didn't need to save that, and still loose, but picked up by Kendall Gentry. Well, try to find Mackenzie Metzger, but Holzmeister gets a hand in the way. Turnover number 8. Here comes Elizabeth Barton weaving her way through, trying to split the defenders and draws the block. They're going to say 2 shots. I thought maybe that should have been on the floor, but it's not, says the official. The foul will be charged to Kendall Gentry, her first of the second quarter with 7:08 to go, second period. But Barton, one of the solid free throw shooters for Colby, heads to the line, and she will get the nice soft bounce to make it 13-10 with 7:08 to go, first half. Flanagan back in for Colby to replace Cheney. Lady Beavers down by 3, first minute of this second quarter. Just have not been able to get the lead here. And that free throw also good. An 8 for the junior Elizabeth Barton. 14-10 Colby with the lead here. First minute of this second quarter. Up top, nice give and go to Felker. She'll drive in, she'll lay it up and scored and is fouled. Nice strong move, and Scott City, that's the key. They need to kind of be aggressive to the rack here, kind of like they did a little bit at times the other night. They get the foul on Elizabeth Barton, her first, team second, and it's 14-12 with 6:58 to go, first half. Felker line has struggled there at times this year, and she swishes that one home. She is 57%, but pulls Scott City to within 1 at 14-13, and that is her 5th point of the night. Scott City to within 1 here, 6:50 to go, second quarter. I'll go up top to Nolan, guarded by Metzger. Scott City staying man-to-man. Here's Nolan with it. Weave here up top now with it is going to be Elizabeth Barton. Goes right side out high to Allie Flanagan. Flanagan with it. Now to Stanley. Splits the defenders. Puts up a tough shot. Too strong, but there was a follow-up, and no that time. And the rebound goes to Megan Trout for Scott City after it was missed by Elizabeth Barton. Scott City down by 1, still looking for the first opportunity to lead here tonight. Kendall Gentry with it, looking to drive in. Up top, Avery Lewis. Right side, Mackenzie Metzger. She'll drive the right baseline. Tried to go wraparound pass. Nolan saves some play, but tried to anyway. But she was out of bounds, and it'll still stay with Scott City. 6:11 to go, first half, 14-13. Colby with the 1-point lead. Scott City with the ball. Nice cut. Here's Lewis. She'll go up. Stripped, they'll say, and stolen, no foul. That's to be turnover number 9 as Flanagan pickpocketed Lewis that time. Left side, Barton turns down the 3. Tries to drive in on Scott City, but is cut off. Now they're working up top to Flanagan. Right wing it goes to Nolan with 5:55 to work first half. 14-13. Still Scott City cannot get the lead. And the step back 3 is up, and that is good for Barton. Man, Scott City cannot get over the hump as Barton hits the 3, and Colby's back up by 4, 17-13 with 5:40 to go first half. Turnovers have been big for Scott City at 9 in this half. The key for Scott City, they need to continue to be aggressive and attack their rim and get to the foul line or draw the fouls. Gentry for an answer back triple. No. Rebound, Bryn Stanley for Colby. That was a good look for Gentry in the right corner, and Colby with the ball up by 4, 5:15 to work first half. With it up top is Flanagan. Colby does not go particularly deep. They'll go 1 or 2 deep on the bench. So we approach 5 to go second quarter. Stanley with it, goes over right side to Flanagan, works around, steps back, high-low. That's going to be saved into play right to Felker, and turnover number 8 on Colby. Lady Beavers need to take advantage of these. Gentry lets the defender go by and banks it home for a 4th point. 17-15, 4:50 to work first half. And Gentry of 4 in the half for Scott City is, hey, once again, inch a little closer. Chris Irvin looking to check in for the first time. She's at the scorer's table. Lady Beavers have Cheyenne Kramer on the bench with 2 fouls. Scott City with 5 fouls total in the first half. Colby with 2 all in this quarter. They get it into Holzmeister, guarded by Felker, and they're going to get Felker with the push. That'll be her first. And Scott City's second of the quarter with 4:30 to go before halftime. Chris Irvin to enter. Exiting will be Mackenzie Metzger. Played quite a few minutes there. 17-15, Colby the lead. Nolan with it. Now high. It goes to Holzmeister, or to Flanagan. Now to Nolan. She'll drive left baseline, wrap around behind to Holzmeister, working around to Barton. Throw it right baseline to Stanley. Back up top. It'll go to Flanagan. Touch pass. Left side. Here's Holzmeister pulling up. Jumper left side. Too strong. And Chris Irvin had the rebound, and we're going to get a tie-up. It'll be Bryn Stanley who ends up with the board for Colby, and they'll keep the possession with 4:14 to go first half. Scott City's had opportunities to lead it here. Now they give it up top to Flanagan, open for 3, buries it. Colby's hit 2 open 3s, and they have their largest lead at 20-15 near the midway point of this first half. I think Scott City's message has to be, you have to be aggressive and take it to Colby. Draw some fouls and take it to the rack. Trout will drive right side. Now right corner to Gentry for an answer back triple. No. Rebound tipped around, and Colby is going to save it into the play to themselves. Flanagan does so to Nolan. Now to Barton with 3:40 to go first half. Scott City down 5. Colby with the 20. And they're going to call a carrying violation that time on Elizabeth Barton. Turnover number 9 on Scott City's Kaylee Felker, in for the first time, replacing Megan Trout. 20-15 Eagle lead, Lady Beaver ball. Scott City's been tied a couple of times in this first quarter, 2-2, 4-4. After Colby got their 4-point lead, they have not surrendered the lead and have not been tied. Scott City had it to within 1, but then a 3 recently. And speaking of threes, here's Irvin trying to bank it in a little strong that time. Bryn Stanley collects her 3rd board of the night. Scott City right now being owned on the glass 7-3 here in this first half as we approach 3 minutes to go first half. Give and go underneath, trying to get it to Stanley. It'll be out of her hands, and that'll be Colby's 10th turnover. (20-15) for Colby. Scott City's ball. 3 minutes here in the first half. Here's Kendall Gentry racing it all the way. Stops, almost walked with that Felker at the foul line. That's Kaylee Felker. Now Avery Lewis looking to drive in. Kicks it back to Erica. Wanted to step back and take the 3, but could not screen. Help defense by Nolan, and she's going to almost tie it up there now to Gentry. Oh, she throws a desperation pass to Chris Irvin. Almost walks with it up top to Gentry. Left baseline. Here's Avery Lewis looking to drive in. Her runner up, and they're going to get a pushing foul and 2 free throws here with 2:38 to go first half. So Scott City's first trip to the line tonight. That'll be on Shaylee Holzmeister, her first. Team's 3rd of the quarter. 2:38 to go second quarter. 2 free throws for Lewis. Scott City's first trip to the line tonight. Lewis with 4 for Scott City, and free throw is good, making it 20-16 with 2:38 to go second quarter. And that's what Scott City needs to continue to do, is be aggressive and take it to Colby and draw the fouls and get to the line. Second charity toss for Lewis. She's now 16 of 16 on the year and pulls Scott City back to within a triple. 20-17 with 2.5 to go first half. Nolan with it up top. Working around the right side. Now driving in on Lewis is Barton, but cut up, puts up a tough shot and gets it to go, and she has 13 and a half, 22-17 with 2:19 to go first half. She's had quite a first half, and Scott City down 5 with the ball. Here's Avery Lewis with it, stops, turns down the deep 2, quickly guarded by Holzmeister. Right side, Metzger will try a triple. She'll be short on it, and that'll go out of bounds. It'll belong to Colby. Lady Beavers have not hit a 3 yet in this first half. They are 0 for 3 in this quarter. And 0 for 4 make that 0 of 4 for the quarter, and 0 for 5 for the half. But 2:04 to go second quarter. Out is going to be Irvin. And back in is Kendall Gentry. Scott City with a 22-17 deficit, minute 55 to work first half. Up top, it'll go to Elizabeth Barton looking for a cutter. Scott City staying man-to-man. Now foul line to Stanley. Left side up top, working to her right is going to be Flanagan, almost poked away by Metzger. Now up top, here's Nolan. Nolan with it. Minute 38 to go. Off the screen for Barton, left wing, looking to feed it in. She'll take it all the way to the rack and lay it up and get her 15th point. 9 in the quarter for her. They lead 24-17, 90 seconds to go first half as they have outscored Scott City 12-5 in this quarter and have built up a 7-point lead. Minute 20 to go before halftime. A little stop and go by Kendall Gentry. She'll take it to the rack. Lays up, no, a lot of contact, but Metzger with the backside board. Up top to Lewis. 3 on the way for Metzger. No, track crashes the board. She just checked back in now. Power dribble, go up and can't get it to go. That's last touch still saved by Colby, and it belonged to Scott City's Lady Beavers. Missed 3 opportunities underneath there. That sure looked like it was. Yeah, it was off of Scott City there with 55 seconds to go first half. But, man, they missed too many opportunities there. Lady Beavers down 24-17. Here's Barton driving in, throws it over right side, and, oh, good defense by Mackenzie Metzger. Almost got the steal there, but knocked it off of her foot and out of bounds. 43 seconds to go second quarter. Lady Beavers down 24-17. Colby with a 12-9 9-run in this second quarter. It was a 4-point lead after one. It's now 7-point deficit for Scott City, and Nolan will track it down near half court with 35 seconds. Bounce pass over high right to Flanagan. Colby may just take the air of the ball and go for the final shot of the half with a 7-point lead, and they've played a good first half. Elizabeth Barton, hot shooting. Colby's only missed one shot in this second quarter. 18 seconds to go before halftime. Rebounding, hurting Scott City here. Barton with 9 in the quarter, 15 of their 24 points in this game. 4 seconds, and a three is good up top again. She hits another one. Colby with 3 threes, and they'll take a 10-point lead into the locker room at 27-17 as Colby white hot in this first half from the floor. We'll come back in 3 minutes for your halftime show. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
This agency is an equal opportunity provider.
Are you looking for a new banking relationship for your business or farm operation? Hi, this is Tony with President of Western State Bank. By partnering with us, you'll benefit from quick, local decision-making with flexible terms. With a big bank,
your next crop to watching the results roll across the scale. If you're looking to increase production, grow your farm, and leave a legacy for the next generation, contact us at www.redbarn.ag. And go Beavers!
Not even the weatherman knows for sure what tomorrow will bring. But if there's no rain in your future, a drought can and will happen. Although
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community. Whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models, that's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
trailing here by a 10-point margin here to break their second largest deficit of the year, 27-17 here. For the Lady Beavers of Scott City, balanced attack. Avery Lewis was 6, 5 for Erica Felker, 4 for Kendall Gentry in the first half, and 2 for Megan Trout. As Scott City finally kind of got their offense going, attacking the basket in the second quarter, and I think that's really what hurt them here in the first half. And not being aggressive to the basket. Scott City ended up with 9 turnovers. They had a total of 6 fouls, 4 steals, and a total of 6 rebounds, 3 defensive, 3 offensive. It ended up being a 7-6 rebounding margin for Colby, but they were just white hot from the field in that second quarter particularly. They were over 70% in that first quarter. We'll get to some more stats here. We'll take about a 3-minute break. 27-17, Colby leads Scott City here in the girls' game at the break. We'll come back in another 3 minutes. This is Beaver basketball. Clinic in Scott City loves to take care of quality care with their boarding and grooming facility.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Furrow Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and More, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Out of every 4 baskets here in this first half. They were 3 of 5 on threes, including 3 of 3 in that second quarter, 7 of 8 on 2-point baskets, and 4 of 6 from line. Scott City was 7 of 15 for 47% in that first half, 0 of 5 on threes and 7 of 10 on 2-point baskets, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the line. Let's get a look at some scores across the GWAC. Of course, non-league games. Hugoton, the Lady Eagles of Hugoton with a 7-point lead at home against Cimarron at intermission, 29-22. Here's another surprise. Right now, Holcomb, they went on a 25-11 run in the second quarter, and they lead the Goodland Cowgirls 35-32 at the break. Scott City goes to Goodland next Friday, so Holcomb's girls up by 3 at the break against the Goodland Cowgirls, 35-32. Scott City goes to Holcomb on Tuesday, and Holcomb is done, I believe, until the early January when they will get back to the court. Scott City will go to Holcomb in early January. So we're about set for this second half. It'll be Scott City's ball as they have Kendall Gentry, Cheyenne Kramer, Avery Lewis, Erica Felker, and Megan Trout. For Scott City to be Logan Nolan, also Elizabeth Barton, Shaylee Holzmeister, Bryn Stanley, as well as Allie Flanagan. Our third quarter officially underway. Here's Kendall Gentry trying to drive in up top to Lewis. Scott City really missed the presence of Kramer, who picked up 2 fouls in that first quarter, did not play in the second, and they get a hack up high on Colby to begin the third quarter. That foul will be on Holzmeister, her second, the team's first of the half. But Elizabeth Barton with 18 of Colby's 27 points, really a big story of this ball game here. I'll get it into Kramer. 27-17, a 7-0 run by Colby to close out the first half. Right side, it goes to Avery Lewis. Nice cut to Felker, but pass a little bit too far in front of her, and turnover number 10. Had a good idea, but just didn't quite execute it well enough. Colby's first possession of the quarter is they are looking to add to their 7-0 run. Right side to Stanley. Now to Holzmeister, faces up on Trout, but works around Nolan. Now looks to drive it, or pass it. She does left side to Elizabeth Barton. Scott City staying man-to-man. They've been pretty good at that for the most part. Now it goes left corner to Stanley. She is not a three-point threat. First minute of the second half, Barton with it. She'll try to drive it on Gentry. Spin move, goes to right, good help defense. They'll lob it backside to Stanley, who puts it up and scores it. That is Stanley's first basket. 9-0 Colby run, 29-17. First minute of this second half at 6:55 mark of the third quarter. Up top with it is Gentry. Goes left, bounce pass. Here's Cheyenne Kramer to Gentry. Nice cut to Trout. She will lay it up. Oh, she left it short in the rebound to Stanley, her fourth board. Man, Scott City's missed a lot of those around the rim tonight. You hope that does kind of make things a little bit more difficult and mentally thinking about it more. With it is Flanagan out high, guarded by Felker. Goes to Elizabeth Barton. Barton will have it up top. 6:20 to go, third period. Left side to Barton, guarded tightly by Felker. Bounce pass to Nolan. 29-17 Colby lead in the ball. Right side is Colby cannot miss from the floor. And now loose on a bad dribble. Here's Avery Lewis with the steal. Lewis is going to take this one all the way. Pivots, and she's going to be called for the travel. Good grief. Tough break for Scott City, 11th, and there was a little contact there. Maybe it would have been a tie-up, but if it was going to be a tie-up, it still would have been a turnover on Scott City. Just a tough break for the Lady Beavers here. So we're 2 minutes into this third quarter. Scott City has not scored since the 2:38 mark, and they have not had a field goal for nearly 7 minutes. 29-17 Colby lead. They're on a 9-0 run. Driving left side, Holzmeister. Cut off by Trout. Good defense on her right side. Here's Flanagan looking to penetrate, guarded tightly by Felker. Almost reached in there for a steal. Stanley at the right elbow. Hands it back off to Flanagan for a three. That is too strong, and the rebound goes to Avery Lewis, and they finally miss a shot. Felt like I was in my early 30s when they missed a shot last. 5:20 to go, third quarter. Bounce pass and a whistle and a 10-second call, and a Scott City turnover, the 12th of the night. 29-17. Scott City last points came at the 2:38 mark of the third quarter. That's a 5-minute drought plus. They have not hit a field goal in nearly 8 minutes of game time. Barton with it up top. Goes left side to Logan Nolan. Nolan holds it. Guarded by Lewis here. Dribbles between the legs. Now back up top. It goes to Holzmeister. Right side to Elizabeth Barton. Bass is thrown away and a turnover. Trout will give it to Gentry, still in the backcourt, races across, under 5 to go, third quarter. Gentry will drive left side out to Kramer. She'll try a three. Yes! Scott City's on the board from downtown, and Kramer's first points, 29-20, 4:50 to go, third quarter, and a much-needed basket for Scott City on the three, their first three make of the night. They're back to within 9 now with 4:40 to work. Entry feed into Holzmeister, goes around Trout, leaves it short. Rebound, Trout rips it away for Scott City. Gentry with it. Scott City has not scored on back-to-back possessions tonight. She'll get a screening, take it into the front court, will Kendall. Kendall's going to take this one all the way. Wrap around to Kramer for two. She's got 5 in a row, and it's a 7-point game with 4:22 to go here in the third quarter. Lady Beavers back to within 7 at 29-22 at a little life for the white-shirted Lady Beavers. As we're near the midway point, that's her first run of the night, 5 in a row, all by Kramer, who was scoreless in the first half, primarily because she was on the bench with 2 fouls. Up top to Elizabeth Barton, midway point of this third quarter. She'll drive in almost a double dribble, right baseline to Holzmeister. In it goes to Barton, up and under, pivots, tough shot, can't get the roll to go in. Good defense by Gentry as Kramer with her first board of the night. And the first miss of the night from Barton. Up top to Gentry. She'll drive left side. Pivots. Finds Lewis for a deep two. Yes! It's 29-24 with 3:35 to go third quarter. Scott City's hit their last 3 shots, and they're on a 7-0 run to pull to within 5. And Yancey Walker wants time. It's a 30-second timeout here with 3:27 to go third quarter. Lady Beavers, a little bit of energy here as of late over the last minute. Now trailed by 5, 29-24. Basketball brought to you by American Implement, B&H Paving, Bartlett Grain, Beavertown FFL Beef Belt, also Burning Farms, Brookover Cattle Company, Shells Flowers, and more. Also Clint's Diesel Repair, DeKalb Bear, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Hugh and Berta Benz, Fairleigh Companies, First National Bank, and Farm Bureau Financial Services, Neil Baker. So Scott City on a 7-0 run over the last minute where they just could not get anything to go their way, whether it be just turnovers, unable to get some good shots to drop in, and finally they're getting some of those to go, and they played some pretty good defense. That last one notably by Kendall Gentry at the right block and making it a tough shot for Elizabeth Barton, and who missed her first shot from the floor tonight, who has a team high and a game high 18. It's 29-24. 3:27 to work third quarter. Mackenzie Metzger into the lineup out of the timeout. Here's Nolan, lobs it to Stanley, left block. Back her way in, puts it on the floor, and here's a turnover. Scott City with it. Erica Felker weaves her way through, lays it up, and it's a 3-point game. Felker with 7. It's a 9-0 run. 29-26 with 3 minutes to go third quarter. Scott City with 9-0 run in the last minute 40. Lady Beavers looking for another good defensive stop as they're back in this game. And, man, it's like they were kind of slow, a little bit step behind. Now driving underneath as Holzmeister almost picked up her pivot foot, trying to avoid the 5 count. And we're going to get a timeout taken to avoid the 5 count by Coach Yancey Walker in his third season with 2:48 to go third quarter. Scott City's turning up the intensity here in the last couple of minutes. They've pulled to within 29-26. Also basketball presented here by Fro Heating and Cooling, Fro Electric, Fro Ag Service. Also good anesthesia and pain management services. Great Western Tire and Deck Mart Furniture and Appliance. High Choice Feeders. Hamey Farms. Also HRC Feed Yard. J&R Car and Truck Center. J. Unruh Trucking. Also JF Beaver Advertising, Jackson League Group, and Lebanon Lawn and Trees. So Scott City on a 9-0 run over the last 2 minutes as they have this game to within 3 here at 29-26. They trailed 27-17 at the break. It's been a 9-2 run. Well, in fact, the last 9. Colby has not scored in the last 4 minutes. Lone points coming in the third quarter from Bryn Stanley with their first points of the night. Colby to inbound underneath the timeout. They've had to burn a couple and pass reeled in by Barton. And now right side to Holzmeister. Cutting in, here is Sadie Cheney back in the lineup. Her turnaround short over her first cousin, Cheyenne Kramer, who emphatically rips away the board. Scott City can pull a little closer here. Down by just 3 with 2.5 to go third quarter. Gentry bounce pass to Kramer, but stolen away by Elizabeth Barton, who got in front of the pass. And they're going to get a whistle and a foul on Kramer. That'll be her third and the team's first of the quarter, with 2:26 to go, third frame. So Scott City with their 13th turnover of the night and their first foul of the quarter. Good defensive play by Elizabeth Barton. 29-26, 2:18 here in the third. Left side, here's Barton trying to drive in, cut up, fadeaway jumper. Oh, a tough shot. She knocks it down to make it 31-26, fading away, hitting the deck. A lot of contact. They did not call the foul as we approach 2 minutes to go third quarter. She has a 20-point night. Coming off a 17-point night on Tuesday. And a whistle and a holding foul on Colby. Actually, she had 23. So that's on Sadie Cheney, her second. You know, this conversation has to be an interesting topic of discussion between Kramer and Cheney at the Christmas dinner, family dinner. Kind of like with Metzger and also Denniston from Holcomb. Minute 48 to go third quarter. Because they battle each other a couple times a year as well. Here's Felker trying to drive left side. 2 fouls on Colby this period, trying to drive in and draws the hack on Holzmeister. That is her third, and the team's third of the quarter on Colby. With 1:39 to go third quarter, and all of a sudden Scott City within 5 at the line with Felker. So Holzmeister with 3 fouls with 99 seconds to go third quarter. Felker's free throw is going to be good. She now has 8, and it's 31-27 with 1:39 here in the third. So Holzmeister picked up a couple of fouls in this quarter. And Felker too strong in the second as Felker will tie. Oh, they're going to get Felker with a holding foul after the rebound by Allie Flanagan. That'd be Flanagan's second rebound and the second foul on Felker. Also the team's second of the quarter. With 1:30 to go here in the third period. Lady Beavers down 4. Colby with the ball, 31-27. Levitt corner to Logan Nolan, guarded by Mackenzie Metzger. Goes around the screen. Now they rotate back. Staying man-to-man defense is once again back in lineup, and they're going to get a foul up top on Metzger. That'll be her first and the team's third. With 1:20 to go third quarter. And Coach Amy Felker, I think, wants to settle her team down. She wants a 30-second timeout, and the officials do finally grant it to her. With 1:20 to go third quarter. 31-27, Colby up by 4 here on KSKL Scott City. So Colby's settled down a little bit here in this third period. After Scott City made that 9-0 run, they're on a 10-2 run over the last 4 minutes are the Lady Beavers, but have not led it yet tonight. Scott City trying to snap a 4-game losing streak here to the Colby Lady Eagles. Last time they won was right here in this building by 4 2 years ago. It was their final game at that time before the Christmas break. So out of the 32nd Scott City timeout, the $1:20 to go third. Here's Colby on the other end. Barton throws up a wild shot, can't get that run. Nagoza crawls up. Trout with the board for Scott City. Lady Beavers down 4 with the ball. The minute 10 to go third quarter. The closest they've gotten was at 29-26. Now back left side to here's Trout trying to drive in. Her shot is good as she goes through contact, and she makes it 31-29. Closest Scott City has been since early second quarter, 12-10. We're under a minute to go, third period, and Trout with her 4th point of the night. It's Colby with the ball. 45 ticks here on the third quarter clock. They get it into Cheney at the block, and a whistle, a holding foul. Much to the chagrin of the Scott City crowd. That'll be the 4th team foul and the final foul to give for Scott City here in this third quarter. I'm going to get that on Mackenzie Metzger, her second. So Colby with the ball up by 2, 42 seconds to go third quarter. It's a 12-4 run by Scott City in this third quarter to get back into this one. Colby had a 29-17 lead early third quarter. And Lady Beavers went on a 9-0 run over a 2.5 minute, 4 to go third quarter, and Metzger will miss them both. The rebound tipped around, and it's going to be tracked down in the corner by Allie Flanagan, her 3rd board of the night. So Scott City unable to get a couple of free throws, just 1 of 4 from the line this third quarter. They just get it across to avoid the 10 count. Here's driving down, going all the way coast to coast is Barton for a 22nd point, 33-29 with 2 seconds, 1 second. Metzger will try a full half-court heave, and it's short, and that's your third quarter. Scott City got it to within 2, but Colby the last basket of the third quarter, and it's 33-29 as we head to the 4th. We'll come back in 1 minute. This is Beaver basketball.
trip to your Christmas shopping destination. Giftologist in Scott City and Leota. Inside Giftologist, Santa's Hope.
On the first. The Eagles did not go to the line in the third quarter. They're now 4 of 7 there. Scott City is 4 of 7 as well from the line now tonight. As the Lady Beavers here trail it by 4 here, early fourth quarter, 10 seconds in, and now they trail by 5 as Barton hits their 23rd point. 33-29, 7:50 to go in this one. Scott City had their chances here to maybe tie it here, but fell a little short there, but still long ways to go. But they showed some life. Middle of that third quarter, that 5-0 run by Cheyenne Kramer really kind of sparked Scott City. Kendall Gentry up top to Kramer. Up top to Metzger, open for 3. Can she get one down? No, right into the hands of Elizabeth Barton for the board. Scott City's only hit 1 3 tonight, and that was by Kramer. Now Colby with the ball up by 5 and now 7, and it's Elizabeth Barton with another basket. She has 25, 36-29 as they've scored the last 5 in a row. Actually, Barton has by herself. First minute of this fourth quarter. Here's Trout with it up top to Cheyenne Kramer. Erica Felker to check in next dead ball, and a whistle, a travel up top, they'll say. And Scott City with their 14th turnover of the night. 7 minutes to go. Felker will check in. Erica Felker will check in for Mackenzie Metzger. And Scott City down by 7 here in this first minute of the fourth quarter, down 36-29, and need a defensive stop after looks like Colby right now has kind of got their second wind here. Holcomb leading Goodland going into the fourth quarter, 47-41. That would be a big upset. The state's longest winning streak at now 44 games is in jeopardy in Goodland. Or Scott City has to go to Goodland on Tuesday night. Backdoor cut for Barton. Nice dish left side. The shot left short. Felker may have gotten away with the hack on Cheney. Here comes Scott City with it with Trout with their 6th board of the night here with 6:25 to go. Felker stop pull-up jumper short. Rebound and a whistle and a... You've got to be kidding me. How is that a foul on Felker? That is her 4th. Guess it was a makeup call for a no foul on the other end. With 6:22 to go, that's all I can think. I don't know what Felker did on that one. She'll have to sit down with 4 fouls, and Scott City's 4-year starter on the bench right now with 6:15 to go. Already 2 fouls on Scott City this quarter, none on Colby. Here's Barton, goes right side. She has got the last 5 for Colby, and a good job that time by Megan Trout tying it up after it was poked away. It'll belong to Scott City. Colby with their 12th turnover of the game. They've only had 3 in this second half. Make it 13th turnover. Scott City needs to go to work on the offensive end. Down 7, 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. They worked so hard to get it to within 2. Here's Chris Irvin, who's back in the lineup. Gets a strip by Barton, and now Trout is going to try to rip it away, but not in time, and that'll be another Scott City turnover. Their 15th of the night. So Colby with the ball up 7, 5:50 to go at 36-29. Shaylee Holzmeister on the bench with Colby with 4 fouls. Flanagan with it up top left wing. Now here's Elizabeth Barton trying to drive in. May have gotten away with a push off. 2 on the way. Crawls off for Cheney. The rebound. Good rebound underneath by Cheyenne Kramer. Scott City down 7 here. Haven't scored here 2.5 minutes into this fourth quarter, and they're on about a 4-minute drought. Left corner to Chris Irvin. Looking for a cutter. Will go up top to Kendall Gentry. She'll drive down the middle, flip it left side. That's to Trout. Now Kramer turns down the quick 3. Up top to Lewis. Right side to Gentry. Oh, shoot that. She'll drive in. Elizabeth picked up by Trout. He'll penetrate. She a lot of contact, and now Lewis will look to drive in. Her runner, that crawls off. Had a good look at it. Scott City's shooting woes continue as Barton with the board for Colby, up by 7 with 4:55 to go, and Scott City still scoreless here in this fourth quarter. Colby has scored the first 3, and now the first 5 at a bank shot good, and it's going to be a full timeout for Colby with 4:48 to go as they've pushed the lead back up to 38-29 over Scott City. Back in a minute. This is Scott City basketball.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and part staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
Points tonight. She has 27 to 38. Scott City had it within 2 in the final minute of the third quarter. Had their chances to tie it or take a lead with a 3, but since then it's been all Colby since then. 4:40 to go, 38-29 the Lady Eagles lead, and Scott City with Erica Felker on the bench with 4 fouls, trying to get some kind of offense going. They have not scored here in the last 4.5 minutes. After they worked so hard to get it to within 2, erasing a 12-point deficit. Kendall Gentry, the runner, bank shot crawls off, rebound, Trout with it, power dribble, goes up, can't. She leaves it short, then wrestles away the rebound. She'll go up, this time it's good. 38-31 with 4:14 to go, and finally something goes down for Scott City. That was a tough sledding that time. Trout now with a half a dozen as we've hit the midway point of this fourth quarter, and then Nolan's layup stripped out of there, and it'll belong to Colby with the 4:02 mark of the game. Lady Beavers down 7. They need to go to work on the defensive end as Elizabeth Barton got a little bit of a breather, 1 minute and 46 seconds, including the minute timeout, and 46 seconds off the clock. Left corner, and Flanagan left wide open for 3, good. She has 2 threes. She's only taken 2 shots, and it's now 41-31. They have hit some threes at timely moments in this game. They have hardly missed anything as well. 3:45 to go. And Coach Amy Felker will burn a timeout here with 3:46 to go to be a full. We'll come back in 1 minute here as Colby with a 10-point lead. This is Scott City basketball.
Listed at $70,65, now just $62,059, saving you $8,006. Stop into Lot Motors and check out these great deals. Lot Motors, your largest Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram truck dealer in all of Western Kansas, located under the Great American flag in Dodge City.
Lady Beavers down 10 with the ball, trying to get it in there due to Mackenzie Metzger out of the timeout with 3:44 to go. 41-31, Colby with the lead. Scott City with the ball, and Colby with some timely shooting here. They've shot well all night. And now Kendall Gentry, and they're going to get a moving screen out of that. It's interesting. On Scott City, Metzger was trying to get out of the way, and I guess she did not. For the official, that'll be Metzger's third with 3:33 to go, and things starting to fall apart for Scott City as Colby is yet to commit a foul here in this fourth quarter. Scott City with 3. Barton almost a steal by Metzger, picked up by Allie Flanagan, who just drained a 3 off an inbounds in the corner moments ago. With it is Barton. She has 28 points. Make that 27 points for Colby. 27 of their 41. Nice flash. Here's Holzmeister down the paint, goes to her left, goes around, trap, puts up the shot. Short in the rebound to Metzger for Scott City. They've had some good moments of the Lady Beavers, but they've not been able to put together a complete night here. The foul will be charged on Logan Nolan, her first. That's Colby's first foul of the fourth quarter with 3:03 to go. Scott City down here by 10. Nice give and go. Here's Trot going to her right. Layup, yes, and one. There's a good offensive set. Scott City's had some good offensive set at times, but at times they just have missed some shots from right around the rim, and that's hurt them. With 2:59 to go, it's 41-33. That's Bryn Stanley's first. The second Colby team fouled the fourth quarter. Trot to the line where she has 8 points and make it 9. Now team high of 9 points, and it's 41-34. Lady Beavers with an old-fashioned three-point play to pull to within 7. 2:55 to go. Metzger and Nolan. That's going to be an over and back. And that's going to be a turnover on Colby, and Scott City with the ball. As that one was on Logan Nolan as she dribbled it off for the side of her foot into the backcourt, and it's now a turnover to Scott City. And Lady Beavers, do they get another opportunity here? Coach Amy Felker has to use her team there for a seat at the bench. Here's Trout backing away and trying to kick it back out to Felker, but right to Metzger, who loses it on the floor, and we're going to get another tie-up. It'll be Colby's ball on the possession arrow with 2:42 to go. Felker to inbound it in. 2:42 to go. Lady Beavers down 7 here, needing a basket here. They'll get it into Kramer. Now pivots, puts up a wild shot, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped into the hands of Logan Nolan for Colby. Had a good opportunity that time, but just could not get it to drop in. 2.5 to go, and Lady Beavers down 7. Need a defensive stop, and Colby, you know, of course, a no shot clock in high school. They're going to take the air out of the ball here and make Scott City foul and guard you. Barton with the ball fake. Goes left with the pass to Allie Flanagan. Flanagan with it. Now to almost a foul on Metzger. Scott City with 3 fouls in this fourth quarter. They may need to start fouling here. I think if you got foul, you got to foul Stanley. Now Nolan will stop. She'll drive with the left elbow up top to Barton. She'll take it all the way to the rack. Her layup is no good. She might have been pushed to the back there. And the rebound backside to Megan Trapp for Scott City. Down to a minute 50 to go in this one. Gentry left side to Metzger. Oh, bad pass and a turnover trying to get into the paint. Holzmeister with the steal. And Scott City with their 16th turnover. Minute 43 to go. A missed opportunity that time. And Scott City was a little out of control in there. Down 41-34. They need to get a stop here. And there's Barton. Needed to foul her earlier as Barton hit the standard. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. With 1:33 to go as Yancey Walker the nice trying around the bench there and to the corner there to pick up the ball for the official. Good movement by Yancey. It's good to see him back on the sidelines here for Colby there. Second foul on Kendall Gentry. Final foul to give to Barton at the foul line. She is now 4 of 7 from the line tonight and has 28 points. 42-34, 1:33 to go. And Coach Amy Felker will try a little icing of the foul shooter and will burn her second full timeout. We'll take it as well. 93 seconds to go, 42-34. Colby back in a minute. This is Beaver basketball.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
42-34 for Colby, with Barton with a free throw pending here. We're down to 1:33 to go in this fourth quarter. Even if she hits this, misses this, it'll be a 9-point game and a whistle and a tie-up. And Scott City could not get the board, and that's into the hands of Colby on the possession arrow. Back in is going to be Sadie Cheney for Colby. She'll replace Bryn Stanley. 90 seconds to go in this one. Colby's up by 8 with the ball at 42-34. Now free throw shooting, and now almost stolen away. You don't want to foul Elizabeth Barton, but she'll pull up and miss the jumper in the paint. Rebound ripped away by Gentry, and that's going to be a holding foul on Cheney. That'll be her first, or make that her third, and the team's third of the fourth quarter. So good rebound by Kendall Gentry. After Barton pulled up in the paint. And Stanley will check in. And here's Scott City with the ball, minute 18 to go. Gentry in the front court, excuse me. And now goes to Avery Lewis back in there, back to Gentry. Scott City needs some points. Here's a screen for Felker. She'll try the three around. Flanagan misses it wide right, but Trout to go up, and she is fouled. And Scott City can get some points without any time running off the clock here with 1:06 to go. And that foul on Elizabeth Barton, her second. Trout at the line, off the back iron, and drops in. She has 10. 42-35 with 1:06 to go. More importantly, Scott City can get some points without any time running off the clock. And that second free throw, no, and Stanley with the board, her sixth of the night. Scott City goes 1 out of 2 from the line, trailing it by 8. Final minute of this one. Colby trying to win in here. 50 seconds to go, and Lady Eagles up by 7, 42-35. Almost a still good effort. Now into Elizabeth Barton, but poked away in a steal. There's a turnover lead pass to Kendall Gentry going down the floor. Stops, layup. Yes, she's got 6. 42-37. Amy Felker wants time with 37.5 seconds to go. And good steal and a layup by Gentry, and the Lady Beavers are to within 7. It's a 30-second timeout, and 37.5 seconds to go in this one. Full, I guess it'll be changed to full. We'll keep it right here. Trying to get an update on Holcomb and Goodland here. So that could be the state's longest winning streak in jeopardy there. But the Lady Beavers at the last 3 have pulled it to within 5. See if they can. And Scott City is down to 1 timeout left here with 37.5 seconds to go. 42-37, Colby's led it. Scott City has never led in this game. They're down by 12 early third quarter. And then had it to within 2 at 31-29 before Colby with a layup at the end of the third quarter. They led by as many as 10. Scott City's cut the deficit in half. They're on a 6-1 run over the last 2 minutes. So 37.5 seconds to go. Inbound into Stanley. Now to Barton. You want to foul. Oh, you don't want to foul Barton. You wanted to foul somebody other than Barton. And she'll have 2 free throws coming up here. Gentry picks up her third foul with 33.2 to go. And that's the final foul to give for Scott City. 2 free throws for Barton. She has 28 and make it 29. 43-37, 33.2 to go. Second free throw coming up. And Barton hits it as well. Checking in will be Cheney for Stanley. 44-37, 33.2 to go. 30 points for Elizabeth Barton. Here is Felker left side to Kendall Gentry. Oh, Trout missed an opportunity there trying to get it to Felker. 24 seconds. Lob in to Avery Lewis. He'll put it up. Oh, she missed it. Track couldn't get the rebound, and it's Colby. Have it. We're going to get a tie-up. It'll be Scott City ball. 17.9 to go. And here comes Brent Stanley in for Cheney. Inbound into Lewis, deflected out. 16.7, that just runs off some more time. It's a 7-point Scott City deficit at 44-37. Inbound in, deflected out. That'll run 5 more tenths off the clock. 44-37. Felker to get it into Trout. Back, the ball deflected out with 14 seconds, and all that's doing is just running off 2 more seconds. And Coach Amy Felker will burn her final time, or second to last timeout with 14 seconds. We'll keep it right here. 44-37 your score. (44-37). So 44-37 here with Colby. Is time running out in this ball game. But Scott City's in jeopardy of seeing their 4-game win streak come to an end. Colby looking to get their back wins. They will head to Stratton, Colorado tomorrow and then to Russell on Tuesday. Felker to end, or correction, to be Gentry to inbound, but Scott City needs a quick point, and then they'll have to really foul immediately. You don't want to foul Elizabeth Barton. She's their best free throw shooter. Oh, there's that opportunity up top. It'll go to Kramer with 12 seconds now to Felker through her hands, but picked up. And now Felker will lob it to Trout. Scott City taking too much time here. 5 seconds to go, and Colby's going to win that as they steal it. 17th turnover, and that is it. 44-37, Scott City really could not get anything going at the end. Good defense by Colby in that final few seconds, and they come out of here with a 7-point win, 44-37. Colby now 4-1 on the year. Scott City 4-2. Post-game show to begin after this 3-minute break. This is Scott City basketball.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beavers!
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We are more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
Felker each with 8. Kendall Gentry with 6. And 5 for Cheyenne Kramer. So Scott said he went 6 over the line. They had 17 turnovers tonight. Had 6 steals. 12 defensive rebounds, 4 offensive boards for a total of 16 rebounds. Colby had 11 defensive rebounds, 4 offensive boards for a total of 15 rebounds. They had 10 fouls. Scott said he had 14. As the Scott City Lady Beavers fall here tonight by 7, 44-37. Holcomb, or Hugoton girls knocked off Cimarron 50-48. A little bit of surprise there. And right now, Holcomb leads by 2 with about 2 seconds to go in Goodland, and Holcomb is at the line at the game 54-52. We'll come back in a minute and begin our boys pregame with head coach Brian Gentry. We'll come back in a minute. This is Beaver Basketball.
Hi, this is Rebecca from your local Scott City Ace Hardware store. We love giving back to the community, and this month is no exception. Customers will have the opportunity to round up to the nearest dollar with donations going to Park Lane Nursing Home. So come in, shop, and round up to the nearest dollar.
Scott City Eye Center has been a leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Scott City community since 1999. Our experienced eye doctors offer comprehensive vision examinations that our Scott City Optometry office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of a wide array of eye diseases, conditions, and problems. We use advanced diagnostic technology, and we are committed to improving the quality of life. Give yourself the gift of clear vision by scheduling an appointment with Dr. Joshua Gooden, OD, today.
and jump. It was coming a bit later than usual, but still we've got to have the understanding to know that they're coming from behind the trap, and we've got to be smarter with the ball, come to 2 feet, make a pass, get out of it, and run our offense. We only did it a few times in the game, and we were successful on those. So the bottom line is we got to take care of the ball and play in a flow. We got to get into a rhythm, much better tonight. But our guys made the plays down the stretch that they needed to, and I think we were, a little bit more experienced in that type of a game, considering we already had one. So I didn't see anybody really nervous out there. I thought they were poised and made, good plays in that fourth quarter.
It's just mainly the team that you're playing more than anything else. With like a lot of the steals that Cimarron had, they just kind of came up behind your guards.
Yeah, that's the run and jump. You don't run and jump from in front because people can see it. So they're sending that guy from the backside, and we just completely had a letdown as far as understanding that they were still coming. We went past one guy, and we just thought we were good. It's a really simple concept. You get past half court, come to 2 feet, get a pass because now you broke it. But we just didn't do it. We've got to be, a little bit more aware. We've got to acknowledge the fact that we're turning the ball over too much. Some of our guys are having too many turnovers, and they've got to acknowledge that so that they can move forward and fix it. And, as we start to clean up those turnovers and get more shot attempts, I think we were 60% from two-point field goal range. So you get 24, whatever, turnovers. If you take those, cut 10 of those away or so, I can live with that. We shoot 60% from that. We end up winning the game by 18. So it's just a matter of taking care of the ball and getting into our offensive flow. And then defensively, keeping the ball out of the paint, which we struggled with.
Coach Brian Gentry joining me here at Pregame. Scott City taking on the Colby Eagles. Colby, a team that's won 3 in a row after dropping their season opener to Lake. And as you take a look at this Colby team, they graduated a couple of pretty good seniors from a year ago, but they've got a pretty solid junior class.
Yeah, they do. Starts with Tubbs. They're going to isolate him on the block. They're going to get him involved in a lot of pick and rolls. 14 is a really good guard. Gets downhill, finishes well, on the run, has a nice little floater, can shoot the ball a little bit. And they got some guys that are just going to, they can shoot threes if they're wide open. So we've got to guard all 5 spots. We've got to keep the ball in front of us. We've got to eliminate some of those touches. We really can't show very hard on our ball screen defense tonight because they're going to clear out and play a 2-minute game on one side. If we get stuck too high, they are going to throw it there, and Tubbs is going to be able to elevate over a guard that steps over to help. So we're going to have to be solid in ball screen coverage. And then offensively, tonight is about not being impatient, not settling. Because, from what I've seen outside of the Lakin game, they're just going to sit in a 1-3-1 zone. It's pretty compact, tight windows to pass through. We've got to make them guard. We can't, bail them out by throwing 2 passes and shooting a shot. I'm not saying that they're not going to be open. I think they're going to give us some shots, but I think they're playing percentages. I think they're okay with you shooting threes and not getting the ball inside. So they're going to try to take that away. We've just got to be patient and make that defense move for a little while. And if we do that, we'll be just fine. If we're moving the ball, everybody's getting a part of it, being a part of the game. If we're in rhythm and range, we want to shoot it, but at the same time, we don't want to bail them out and make them play defense for 5 seconds and then let them have the ball back because they're going to go down there and run 1-4 continuity offense, ball screen, staggers. They're going to see if you get caught up chasing. So they run a lot of stuff. We just got to be smart and go out and compete the way that we have, and I like our chances.
Should be a good one here tonight with Scott City and Colby. As Coach Brian Gentry joining me pregame. Thanks again for joining me here in time tonight here, and good luck to you guys.
All right, thanks, Adam.
That was Scott City Beaver Coach Brian Gentry. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with Hugh and Berta Benz and Scott City and Leota. More to come in your pregame show. I'll have a breakdown of the matchup, also starters, keys, and the tip-off after this break. This is Scott City Beaver Basketball.
Memories this holiday season. At Next Tech Wireless, get the latest phones to share those precious moments.
Women at every stage of life want a healthcare experience uniquely theirs, where excellence meets elegance and healthcare is personalized just for you. Scott County Hospital and Scott City Clinic's skilled physicians and nurses will help your family prepare for the birth of your baby. The private, comfortable, secure rooms for labor, delivery, and postpartum care include jacuzzi tubs for pain management during labor. Call Scott City Clinic to set an appointment today. We put our heart in healthcare.
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 card trolls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
The world needs more farmers. People who know the land. People who support rural communities. People who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm. We are a multi-family farm. We are Volgamore Family Farms.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
It's just offensively, we just couldn't get in the flow of things. We were a little nervous and timid at the beginning of the game, and then we ended the game a little timid and didn't really want the ball and that kind of stuff. So, we just got to put it together that we can do it for 32 minutes and go strong, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, and couple of that, I thought you played defense pretty well the entire night, and you knew one of the big keys was trying to contain Barton, and she was just tough to contain, especially in that second quarter.
She's a good player. She knows how to get to the basket and get the shots to fall. There was that second quarter, we just weren't getting in and helping out. We were worried about our own girls. We got to do a better job of helping and really committing to that help to get her stopped.
As big a presence as Cheyenne Kramer has really been throughout this year, I think that took a lot away from you guys, what you wanted to do on defense in that first half with her and those 2 fouls.
She did a great job. She knew what her job was on defense. She knew her girl didn't do much, and she was really helping, and she was getting in the way and getting really seeing those passes. And, you know, she did a great job. It really hurt when that effort had to sit down with 2 fouls. You know, she works hard. When you tell her a job, she's going to do everything she can to get that job done.
Do you feel like, kind of looking over the course of the last 2 games, that maybe it's lack of a little bit of physicality for you guys?
We've got to get more physical. Mm-hmm. You know, at the beginning of the year, I felt like we were physical. The summer, I felt like we were physical. These last few games, we've just really played timid, and we just don't want to get in the mix. You know, we've got to do a better job of going to the offensive boards like we did the first 4 games. We've got to really body up, and when somebody picks the ball up, we've got to get all over them and force them to commit a turnover and that kind of stuff. So we just got to just keep putting it together.
Tuesday night, you go to Goodland, and they just had the state's longest win streak snapped tonight, and it sounded like they might have been a little shorthanded, but give credit to Holcomb. But it's going to be 2 teams that are going to be a little fired up to get back in the win before Christmas break on Tuesday.
You know, they're going to be after it. Being at home, they're going to be physical. They're going to shoot the ball well. We're just going to have to match that intensity for 32 minutes. We're going to have to take care of the ball. You know, they really go off of their defense to create a lot of offense. So we've got to do a really good job of playing defense and containing their scores.
Coach Amy Felker joining me here. Thanks for the time, Coach, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Adam.
All right, once again, comments from Coach Amy Felker. Lady Beavers lose a tough one here tonight, 44-37. Let's talk about the boys. We'll come back in 30 seconds. This is Beaver basketball.
When it comes to insurance, you don't want anyone
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
Just found out late that he was going to be cleared to play for the first time this year. So we'll see how many minutes those 2 get, and they're going to be a welcome presence for Scott City, who's been off to a really good start there. I know struggled at times the other night against the Cimarron Blue Jays, had to rally for the win. But Scott City with an opportunity here to pick up a victory here at home and remain unbeaten on the year against their foes here. But Scott City led this year so far by Jackson Renfre's 18 points and Sage Steckline's 14 points. Again, an Avery Knoll, a 6'3 senior, who had 6 points a year ago. Camden Bolgamore came in off the bench a year ago and averaged less than a point a game. On the other side, you get Colby, who is going to be led by Jordan Jones, who averages about 20 a game, and Guy Tubbs, who averages 12. Yes, they lost Hunter Vaughn, but those are really the 2 that they like to play through. Colby lost to Lakin to begin the year, 60-46, but have round up a 10-point win against McCook, a 17-point win against Ray to finish 5th in the topside tip-off, and then a 5-point win against previously unbeaten Holcomb on Tuesday. So let's get to your starting lineups here. First for the Colby Eagles are coached by Tom Stevens, who was the girls coach 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, I guess you could say, for the Lady Eagles, and he will be back on the sideline there, assisted by his son Reed Stevens and also Devin Selby. Starting off for Colby tonight, it will be Braden Foss, a 5'11 junior in 3 games, averaging less than 7 points a game. Kaysen Carroll, a 6'1 junior, averages around 7 points a game. Guy Tubbs, a 6'3 junior, at 12 points a contest. Jordan Jones, a 6-foot sophomore, just under 20 points a game. And Grant Stevens, he's a 6'2 junior, he averages about 7 points a game. So once again, it is Braden Foss, Case and Carroll, Guy Tubbs, Jordan Jones, and Grant Stevens. Colby averaging around 55 points a game. Scott City right at around 55 points per contest as well, coached by Brian Gentry in his 7th season, assisted by Joey Meyer and Drew Kite. It'll be Dylan Duff, the 5'10 senior, at 2.4 points, 3 boards a game. Eloy Ruelas getting the start here tonight for his 6th time this year. He's junior at 5'10", 6.2 points, 4 boards a game. Alex Tarango, the 5'10 junior, at 10 points, 3.5 rebounds a game. Jackson Rumford, the 6'5 junior, averaging 18 points and 7.8 boards a game. And Sage Steckline, the 6'6 senior, at 14 points, 5 boards. Dylan Duff, Eli Ruelas, Sage Steckline, Alex Tarango, and Jackson Rumford, your starting 5 on the floor for the Scott City Beavers. Keys to the game presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota. Free bill pay and online banking and safe, secure, and easy to use. Member FDIC. Keys tonight for Scott City, I think the first key is they got to pass the ball well. Colby and their 1-3-1 or whatever defense that they'll throw at you, very good on the defensive end. Second key for Scott City, they're going to have to hit those open shots. That's going to be a big story tonight for Scott City. They're going to have to hit the open threes. They only hit only hit 1 3 on Tuesday night in the win at Cimarron. And third key tonight for the Beavers, just play loose and work through the post play. Scott City tonight wearing the white uniforms, the light blue numbers and letters, dark blue trim. Colby wearing the black uniforms with the white numbers and orange trim. Guy Tubbs and Jackson Rumford tip in the center. It's Colby winning the tap as we're underway. The Eagles of Colby have won the last 5 meetings in Scott City. The Beavers are trying to win at home against Colby for the first time since 2017-2018. Scott City opening up at a man-to-man defense. That last win was 2018, 49-41. It almost poked away there. It was by Jones, or from Jones, but underneath the Tubbs, he tries to go up around Rumford, who blocks it, and Sage Steckline with the rebound. Good defense on the first possession for Scott City. We're just underway here. No score. Scott City with their first possession of the night, as Colby will open up in a 1-3-1 look here. Rumford, who uses up his dribble, finds Alex Tarango. Scott City almost pulled off a big win a year ago against Colby in this building. Colby had a late rally to win by 4. Tarango into Rumford, catches it, flips it to Steckline, who drives in and lays it up and scores it. Good assist by Rumford, 2-0, 7:02 to go first quarter. Scott City with the first points of the night. Colby with the basketball at top of the sophomore, Jordan Jones. Of course, you remember his sister a couple years ago, Brooklyn Jones, a great player for the Lady Eagles. Up top with it now, Braden Foss, left wing to Jordan Jones. Gets around the screen, pops at the foul line, got it. Ties it up at 2, 6:40 to go first quarter. He has really come along from his freshman to sophomore campaign. His sister playing basketball, I believe it's at Metro State in Denver, and also throwing the javelin. And it goes, they'll work it right side. Steckline will try an open 3. Be too strong on that. Rebound, Alex Tarango. All ball deflected, but it's somehow to Eloy Ruelas side high. And Scott City will reset. Rumford left side into Steckline, catches it. Gets it stripped of his hands, but first it's going to be a hack on Colby. First foul of the game on the Eagles with 6:12 to go. They're going to get that on Braden Foss, the 5'11 junior, is first. Scott City will inbound it. As official Caleb Bierman makes Eloy Ruelas tuck in his shirt there. 2-2 your score. We've played nearly 2 minutes. Ruelas will dump it up top to Tarango. Tarango will drive in the paint. Catch over Tubbs. Banks home. His shot is up and good for Tarango. 4-2 Scott City. 6:06 to go first quarter. And a nice move by Tarango that time. 4-2 Scott City lead. We're 2 minutes in. Eagles with the basketball as they move from right to left here in half number 1 high-low, working into Stevens toward the left block, guarded by Ruelas, and that'll be a charge taken by Ruelas. And that'll be a foul on Grant Stevens, his first, Colby's second foul, with 5:51 to work first quarter. Good work that time by Ruelas, and a good little bit of a sell as well on the charge he took. Scott City basketball. Ruelas will walk it across left to right across the 10-second line to Duff. Colby still in their zone defense. Rumford with it. Back up top to Duff, trying to direct traffic. Now goes to Eloy Ruelas, right side to Steckline. Steckline holds it back up top to Ruelas, left side to Duff. They get it left corner to Rumford for a 3. Short, rebound, tipped around, and in the hands of Jordan Jones for Colby. Scott City's shooting woes from downtown continue. Fossil drive the right baseline, 2-point lead for the Beavers. 5:15 to work first quarter. Now Fossil dribble it up top as Scott City stays man-to-man. He'll go left with the pass to Grant Stevens. Looking for a cutter, guarded by Ruelas. Gets the screen, steps back to Stevens, and now here he is with the ball in a pick and roll to Guy Tubbs, but right there, Sage Steckline to play it and intercept it. Second Colby turnover. Steckline dribbles it. Rumford right side will try a triple. Yes, that'll rattle home. Rumford with a second three of the year, and it's 7-2 Scott City with 4:50 to go here in the opening period. And a first three of the night for the Beavers on a 5-0 run. 4:40 to work in the opening stanza. Right side to Braden Foss. They go up top left side. That's Guy Tubbs. He's out high and around the perimeter looking for a cutter. Now, almost wasn't a double dribble. I thought he may have dribbled earlier, but he did not. With it now is Foss. Weaves his way, trying to fade away up top. Now to Case and Carroll, back to Foss, I beg your pardon. Good defense by Scott City with 4:20 to go. First quarter up 7-2 and a steal. Lead pass. Here's Duff down the floor. He's going to wisely pull it back up late for a trailer. Ruelas, bounce pass and Rumford catches it, has good position. Hook shot, it's a 9-2 Scott City lead with 4:07 to go first quarter, and Scott City has forced Colby into 3 turnovers here in this opening period as we're halfway through the first stanza. Jones with the dribble up top, goes right now to Guy Tubbs, back, nice feed to Jones. He'll lay it up and score it. He has all 4 of Colby's points. Nice give and go there, 9-4 with 3:45 to work. That'll break the 7-0 Scott City run. Working around to Steckline. Now skips it over right side to Ruelas, right corner to Rumford. Turns down the 3, couple of dribbles, still with it. Now right corner to Tarango. Good help defense by Colby. 9-4 Scott City lead, 3:25 to work first quarter. Rumford left corner 3. Yes, he buries another one. He has 7 already in this, make that 8, and it's 12-4 with 3:20 to go first quarter. Beavers only hit 1 3 in Cimarron in the Tuesday night. In the first quarter tonight, they've already hit a pair. They have an 8-point lead off hot shooting. 5 of the first 7 from the floor. Colby has 2 of the first 3, but they have 3 turnovers and a whistle, and that's going to be an unforced error up top and a travel, and that'll be turnover number 4 on the Eagles with exactly 3 minutes to go first quarter. First one off the bench will be Brooks Bailey. He is a 5'10 junior. He'll replace Dylan Duff. 8-point Scott City lead with 2:55 to go in the first quarter off 5 of 7 shooting. Bailey quickly guarded by Foss. Turns down the 3 now to Tarango. They're working around to Eloy Ruelas, right side to Sage Steckline. Steckline back up top to Ruelas, now to Tarango. Ball fake a couple of times. Back to Ruelas. Tried to lob it into Steckline, deflected but right to Tarango. Rumford for another 3. Oh, that one just crawls off, and the rebound backside to Case and Carroll for Colby. They have the ball down 8, 2:28 to go in the first quarter. Here's Foss with the dribbles between the legs up top, guarded by Ruelas, and now to Tubbs. Tubbs looks to feed it in McCants, guarded by Rumford. Now his pass will be thrown away in miscommunication and turnover number 4. Coy Vance into the Scott City lineup for Sage Steckline, and Scott City gets a little smaller there, but Vance, good defensive efforts on Tuesday night at Cimarron as we're down to the 2-minute mark of this opening stanza. Scott City on a 10-2 run, up 12-4. Up top, here's Tarango with it. Now to Eloy Ruelas out high. Goes right corner to Jackson Rumford. Rumford wanted to skip it, but didn't feel comfortable with the pass, and a wise choice as Colby's kind of rotating their defense around. Left corner to Vance. They'll skip it over to Ruelas out high right. Now to Rumford in the right corner with 1:50 to go first frame. Rumford with 8 first quarter points for Scott City. He's hit a couple of 3s. He has the ball right side. 1:40 to go. Skipped over left side to Tarango. Scott City working their offense in a 12-4 lead. Zone defense there. Now right corner, Rumford for a 3. That one off the back iron. Rebound tipped, and that's going to be last touch by Scott City, and that'll be Colby ball. Good effort that time. Scott City had 3 Beavers around that ball to try to rebound, and to Sage Steckline to enter the game. With 1:27 to go for Eloy Ruelas. Coach Tom Stevens goes to his bench. I'll send in Taden Fike and their lone senior at 5'11". Also, Max, I believe that's Kersenbrock, and it is a 6'2 junior. 12-4 Scott City lead, Colby ball. 1:20 to go in the opening period. The Beavers 2 of 6 on 3s, make that 3 of 3 on 2-point baskets. And now here's Jones driving in. He has all 4 of Colby's points. He'll get a shot blocked that time by Rumford, almost a 3 in the lane that time. And welcome to the lineup, Avery Knoll. Did not know if he would check in or not, but here he is. His season debut comes at 1:11 to go first quarter, averaged 5.8 points a game. He's one that wanted to try to break the foul record in a season. He's going to have a lot of catching up to do without fouling out. 1:05 to go first quarter. Here's Tubbs backing in on Rumford. Good defense. Tough shot. Oh, he got it to go on the side of the basket. His first basket. 12-6 with 57 seconds to go. What a tough shot over Rumford. Those two have played summer ball together in years past. Vance with it. 50 seconds to go. Lob left side to Avery Knoll. He'll drive in. Kick it right corner to Coy Vance. Turns down the 3. Now we'll go backside to Rumford. Nice touch pass. Avery Knoll will go up. He will score, and it is fouled. Welcome back, Avery. 14-6 with 40 seconds to go first quarter. Third team foul on Colby this quarter. Scott City with no fouls. That fell on Foss, his second. Coach Tom Stevens is going to send in Grant Stevens. Free throw, no. Rebound into the hands of Max Kirstenbrock for Colby. 8 points, Scott City lead. Colby ball, 35 seconds to work for his quarter. A year ago, Knoll was 51% at the line, 19-37. Fiken with it, will hold it up top to Kirstenbrock, who gets a screen. 25 ticks to go first quarter. Scott City gets a foul here in the game. Playing good defense here off the start here, up 14-6 on Colby, and also some good shooting as well. Around the screen, here's Jones. Good help defense. Steckline with 8. Now Tubbs with 6. With 5 seconds, with 4. Here's Foss with it with 3. Foss goes around, steps back, fires a deep 3. Oh, he almost banked it in, and that's how your first quarter comes to an end. One of the better defensive corners for Scott City all year, and they lead 14-6 over Colby after 1. We'll come back in the second quarter in 1 minute. This is Beaver basketball.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community. Whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models, that's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
Suite. All this is located close to home in Scott City. Scott County Hospital with quick scheduling and friendly hometown service. To schedule or for questions, call 620-872-5811.
14-6, Scott City leading the ball to begin this second quarter. As we're glad to have you aboard here. Beavers led by Jackson Rumford Zaid. He has the ball. Nice cut for Knoll, who has to save it and play it. Barely tight ropes this baseline. Now to Rumford up top to Dylan Duff. Eloy Ruelas, Avery Knoll, Sage Steckline, Dylan Duff, and Jackson Rumford, the 5 on the floor. Here's a clear out. Now taking it coast to coast and leaving the layup short was Ruelas. That's Scott City's first 2-point miss of the night, and Colby clears the board with Grant Stevens. Scott City leading this one 14-6, 30 seconds into the second quarter. With it is Colby. The Eagles shot 3 of 5 in that first quarter. Scott City shot 6 of 10. Scott City without a turnover, a foul in this first half, and almost now left wide open, but losing the handle with Fike, and he'll lose it out of bounds. So he wanted to go up for a reverse, and that'll be Colby's 6th turnover. So turnovers have hurt Colby in this first half. Scott City looking to feast on another one here, up by 8 early second quarter. 14-6 is your score. With it is Duff. Up top to Ruelas, goes around to Avery Knoll. Knoll back up top here. Left corner to Jackson Rumford, looking for a cutter and a miscommunication. That'll be Scott City's first turnover. Ruelas was trying to cut, but he got bumped along the way. With it is Jones ball fake. 6:48 to go first half. He'll be guarded by Avery Knoll. Knoll is going to stuff him that time, and on the crossover and a good defensive play that time, it'll be Eagle ball on the sideline as Jordan Jones, the 6-foot sophomore, inbounds. Kason Carroll also in as Braden Foss. Jones's father, by the way, he was a big wrestling legend coach in Northwest Kansas, Coach Larry Gable from up there in St. Francis. Inbound in. Nice alley for Tubbs, who will lay it up and score it. He has 4. He and Jordan Jones each with 4. It's 14-8 with 6:40 to go first half, and a good inbounds by the Eagles. They pulled within 6. Up top with it is Steckline, goes left to Avery Knoll. Knoll back up top. Here's a screen for Duff. Turns down the 3 as he's quickly guarded. Backdoor cut, deflected, and into the hands of Knoll, but not for long. Scott City with their second turnover. Here comes Colby with the ball down 6, 6:20 to go first half. Foss in there with the dribble and has 2 fouls. Scott City about 10 minutes in is yet to foul. Inbound and deflected, and on cue, they're going to get the push on Rumford with the body. That'll be his first, and that'll be Scott City's first foul of the half and of the quarter with 6:16 to go first half. I spoke too soon there. Colby inbound underneath with Jones. They'll lob it in at the block. Here's Carroll trying to go around. Steckline splits. Defenders, throws a tough shot. No rebound, Rumford. Scott City's not had too many opportunities to rebound. It's just their 3rd rebound of the night with 6 minutes to go first half. Right side to Duff. They'll lob it into Steckline. Going to back his way and gives it to Ruelas. He'll try a quick release on the 3. He's got it. Ruelas is 6-3, and Scott City with their largest lead at 9 with 5:53 to go first half as they broke nearly a 3-minute drought in the process. Now up 17-8. Foss with it almost stolen away there by Duff. Tubbs with it up top, goes left with the pass. Here's Jones, pump fakes, and he gets pushed, and there's Avery Knoll's first foul. With 5:38 to go first half, Scott City's second of the quarter. As Alex Trango set to check in. And he'll check in for Duff. 5:38 to go second quarter, 9 points. Scott City leads 17-8. Lob up top, it goes to Case and Carroll. He'll hold it, guarded by Steckline, then to Jordan Jones. They'll set the offense. Scott City's played man-to-man this first half. Jones trying to go around screen. Good help, or good defense by Knoll. Now he picks pockets him. Here's a steal. Knoll is going to take this one all the way. His layup is good. He's got 4 in his season debut. 19-8, 5:20 to go first half. Scott City on a 4-0 run. And they force Colby into their 7th turnover of the night as we approach 5 to go first half. A screen for Stevens. Chucks a 3. Too strong. Long rebound, Eloy Ruelas for Scott City. He'll lead the 2-on-2 charge. Flips it to Knoll. His layup. Oh, he left it short in the rebound to Stevens for Colby. Oh, he left that one short there on a missed opportunity there with 5 minutes to go first half, but a good hustle effort with it. As Jones lets 2 defenders blow by him and airballs the 3. That'll go out of bounds to Scott City. 4:48 to go first half. Duff in for Avery Knoll, who came in with 4 points for Scott City, who leads at 19-8. Backs Kirstenbrock back in for Colby to replace Grant Stevens. 19-8, Scott City lead over Colby. 4:40 to go first half. Ruelas takes in the front court to Sage Steckline. Back up top to Ruelas. Beavers have buried 3 triples. Steckline toward the right block. Pump fakes, and he gets pushed. That time by Case and Carroll, his first. That'll be their first foul of the second quarter. 4:35 to go first half. They've really let him play here in this first half here. On both sides here. Lob into Steckline, catches it. One dribble, hands it off to Trango, looking to penetrate but can't. Left corner to Ruelas. Ruelas skips it over to Duff right side. Trying to get it into Rumford, but good help defense by Colby. Trango looking to put on the floor does. 4:20 to work second quarter. 19-8 Scott City lead the ball. Looking pick and roll that time. Steckline will take the line drive jumper. No, off to the right. And Case and Carroll collects the board for Colby. So Beavers up by 11 as we near the midway point of the second quarter. Colby on a 2.5 minute drought. And that was good defense by Scott City. Oh, man, I thought they had the ball knocked off the foot of Foss, who was dribbling right side and trying to work through a double team. And official could not see it there, but she had the better view. It'll still stay Colby's basketball near the midway point of this second quarter. But good defense by Scott City nonetheless. Up top, here's Foss, now guarded by Duff. 19-8 Beaver lead just past the halfway mark of the second quarter. At high with it is Case and Carroll. Carroll holds it. He has a 5 count on him. Almost went the full 5 seconds. Now up top to Kirstenbrock, guarded by Ruelas. Takes a guarded 3. He left it well short. But Tubbs trying to track down the rebound. Can't. And then good job by Tubbs knocking it off. And now the officials are going to talk things over here. I think maybe they may say Tubbs was out of bounds. We'll see. Yep, they do. Out of bounds that belonged to Colby. I thought when they had the official was right there, and it was was a tough view for him, even though it was right in his lap there. But he did not see where Tubbs' feet were, and Coach Tom Siemens wanted an explanation. Rumford for a deep three on the other end. Off the back iron, no, and the rebound to Case and Carroll for Colby. 19-8 Beaver lead at Colby's ball. 3:20 to go, second quarter. Braden Foss with it up top. Left side to Grant Stevens. Stevens lobs it into Tubbs, trying to go around Rumford. Pump fakes, hangs, shoots, tough shot. Got it to bounce in. What a tough shot there. He has 6. 19-10 here with 3:10 to go first half. They break a 3.5-minute drought and the quick 5-0 Scott City run. Now Tarango needs help. He'll get it to Eloy Relis in the front court with 3 minutes to go second quarter as Colby now switches off to a man defense. Right side here with it and a whistle. We're going to get a 3-second lane violation on Scott City. That'll be their third turnover all in this quarter. With 2:54 to go second quarter. 19-10 Beaver lead. Colby's basketball. Scott City was tied at 2, and then they went on a 10-2 run. Colby trying to cut into this deficit with 2:45 to go second quarter. It'll be with the basketball. Case and Carroll goes right over to Grant Stevens, and they'll throw it away. Or no, they'll say last touch by Jackson Rumford, I beg your pardon. It'll still be Colby ball with 2:38 to go first half. Scott City with the lead here. Colby with the ball. Lob up top to Carroll. Carroll looking to put it on the floor. Hasn't yet. Now he will. Trying to back in on Sage Steckline. Bullet pass left side. Stevens, who chucks up a 3. Wide right into Sage Steckline's hands for the boards. Kind of an unorthodox look for 3 by Stevens. He'll get those shots, though, to go down. They'll get it to Jackson Rumford toward the left sideline. He'll try to pass over the top, and that'll be a steal and turnover. Here's Tubbs looking to go all the way. He'll lay it up. Blocked that time by Rumford. Stevens, though, collects the trailing rebound, and it'll be Colby's ball out high with 2 minutes to go first half. Good recovery by Scott City. With it now up top, here's Guy Tubbs. 3, airballed out of bounds. Colby has yet to hit a 3 tonight. Scott City with a 9-point lead. They haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. They led 19-8. The scoring has been at a minimal here in this second quarter. It's only been 5-4 in favor of the Beavers, who have led the entire way other than a 2-2 tie. Here's a stop and go for Tarango, looking to penetrate. Pivots. Splits the defenders, puts up a wild shot, can't get it to go on the rebound backside to Tubbs for Colby. His first board of the night. Colby with the ball, down 9, 90 seconds to go. Scott City on a 4-minute scoring drought here, still with the lead. Right side to Jordan Jones. Good defense this first half by Scott City. Jones will stop and pop a 3. He'll rattle it home. His 7th, and Colby with a 5-0 run. They're to within 6 here with a 1:19 to go first half at 19-13. Scott City needs an answer. They have been on a 4.5-minute drought, and that'll be a steal and a turnover. 5th Scott City turnover on this quarter, final minute of the period, and Colby on a 5-0 run has a chance to pull even closer. Scott City has 3 to check in. Jones launches a deep 3, and he buries it again. That one from almost NBA range, and all of a sudden it's an 8-0 run, and it's 19-16 with 50 seconds to go first half as he has gotten hot. He has 10 points in the first half. And now with it is Tarango for an answer back 3. No, rebound Colby. They have all the momentum on an 8-0 run here with 30 seconds. Scott City on a 5-minute scoring drought, and the ball knocked out with 32.9 to go first half. An 8-0 run, Scott City on a 5-minute scoring drought as Sage Steckline and Dylan Duff exit, along with Alex Tarango. It's 19-16. Scott City had an 11-point lead at the 5:21 mark of the first half. Colby has scored the last 8. Jones has had back-to-back 3s, and here's a 3rd in a row. That one, no. Rebound, Jackson Rumford for Scott City. And dodge a bullet there. A little heat check there from Jones, who has hit 2 in a row prior to that. 18 seconds to go first half. Scott City with the final shot of the half, potentially up by 3. The fouls have been minimal both sides in this half. They'll get it to Rumford. He has not scored in this quarter. Right side to Relis with 8. A screen for Bailey. Turns down the 3. Pulls up the foul line. Rumford backs his way in. Drives in, and that's going to be a charge. On the spin move taken by Foss. And that'll be Rumford's 2nd foul, the team's 3rd of the quarter. And probably the right call as he'll have to exit with 2.7. Scott City does have a foul to give. They have 3 in this quarter. Colby's only been whistled by for 1 in the second quarter. Pass deflected, and it's ripped away, and then Stevens will lay it up. He'll miss it to the left as the first half comes to an end. Scott City dodges another bullet there as Colby held Scott City scoreless for the final 5:21 of the second quarter. The Eagles went on an 8-0 run to pull it to within 19-16 at the break. We'll come back in 3 minutes for your halftime show. This is Beaver Basketball.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Faroe Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
It's time for the Precision Ag and Seed Halftime Show. Precision Ag and Seed is a proud supporter of all Scott City activities.
Scott City boys leading in here, beg your pardon, 19-16 here at the break over the Colby Eagles here in the second game of your doubleheader. I'm Adam Kadavy here's first half. A good showing by the Scott City defense. Offense had a good start, but really over the last 5 minutes of the first half couldn't get any points in, had some good looks, but also probably what accumulated to hurt Scott City down the stretch of that second quarter. The turnovers, they committed 6 in that second quarter, and after having none in the first half, Colby had 8 in a row in the final 3:10 of the first half to pull to within 3. Had a couple of chances to pull a little closer there, but Scott City was able to dodge a couple of bullets there. First half scoring for Colby looks like this. Only 2 players scored. 10 for Jordan Jones, who hit back-to-back threes, and then 6 for Guy Tubbs in the first half. And that was your scoring for Colby. The Eagles had 4 fouls total in that first half. They only had 1 in that second quarter. They had a total of 7 turnovers, 3 steals. They had 9 defensive rebounds and 1 offensive board. Scott City doubled up on the glass here in the first half, 10-5. They had 6 turnovers all in that second quarter, 3 fouls in the first half all in that second quarter. And they had 3 steals as well. As I mentioned, they had 4 defensive rebounds and 1 offensive board unofficially in that first half. They were led by Jackson Rumford with 8. He had all that in the first quarter. He missed his only shot of the second quarter. 4 for Avery Knowles, so it was great to see him back in action. 2 for Sage Steckline, 3 for Eloy Ruelas, and 2 for Alex Tarango in the first half for Scott City. So we're going to have probably an extended half here as well. We'll come back in another 3 minutes for some more first half stats. Scott City leading by 3 at the break here over the Colby Eagles, 19-16. We'll come back in 3 minutes once again. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Furrow Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
Maintain the 11-point lead. That's down to 3 after Colby used the final few minutes of the second quarter to go on an 8-0 run. But nonetheless, the Beavers still with the lead. It'll be their ball to begin the third quarter as well, by the way. First half shooting, Colby warmed up a little bit. Actually, they were pretty good in that first quarter, but had a lot of turnovers. They were 3 of 5 in that first quarter. Ended up being 7 of 19 for 37%. Just 2 of 9 on threes. And 5 of 10 on 2-point baskets for Scott City, and they did not attempt a free throw. Scott City was 0 of 1 at the line. They were 8 of 18 from the floor for 44% after going 6 of 10 in the first quarter, just going 2 of 8 in the second. They were 5 of 9 on twos, just 3 of 9 on threes, and 0 of 1 at the line. Foul trouble for Scott City. He had Jackson Rumford with 2. Colby had Braden Foss with 2. Scott City will be at Goodland on Tuesday night. They'll wrap up the pre-Christmas slate there at Colby. All right, Goodland, excuse me, on Tuesday night. Goodland and Holcomb battling tonight. Don't have an update on that one yet. I'll try to look it up. Colby will continue their road trip. Tomorrow they go to Stratton, Colorado, and the next Tuesday they head down the interstate again, this time to Russell to take on the Broncos. We'll try to get the score there for the Scott City, or for the Holcomb and Goodland boys. Goodland was up 19-7 last check after the first quarter of that game, I think into the second quarter. As Huguenin was playing Cimarron tonight. So don't have an update on that boys game. But here we go with the start of the second half. Scott City and Colby here. The Beavers will have Alex Tarango, Eloy Ruelas, Dylan Duff, Sage Steckline, and Jackson Rumford for the Colby Eagles. It'll be Braden Foss. He has 2 fouls. Kason Carroll, Guy Tubbs, Jordan Jones, and Grant Stevens. Up top to Rumford, nice dish into Steckline, pivots, splits it, defenders, nice footwork, and he scores it. He started the ball game with the first 2. He begins the second half with 2. It's 21-16 with 7:42 to go third quarter. And I think Scott City needs to go back to getting some shots in the paint there. They kind of got away from that as well in the second quarter and trying to attack the basket in the process. Carroll with it up top, guarded by Steckline. He'll throw it up top to Jordan Jones, who has to retrieve it back. Brian Gentry might have wanted a 5 count. Now Tubbs with it up top, hands it off to Braden Foss on the run, dribbles behind his back, first minute of the second half. Foss will take it to the rack. He'll lay it up and leave it strong, deflected into the hands of Steckline, the right place at the right time. Scott City with a 5-point lead in the ball, first minute of this half. Tarango in the right corner with it. Colby in a zone, or nope, correction, they're man-to-man. They've stuck there for a while. Ruelas with it. Bounce pass, good pass in there to Rumford. Now fakes the pass, trying to back in on Tubbs, who flips up a shot, yes, for his 10th point. 23-16 with 6:50 to go third quarter. Tom Stevens wants that call, but he's not going to get it there. Tubbs tried it. I got to give him credit. He did a little acting there, but official did not buy the sell. So Scott City with 4 in a row, and now staved into play right to Rumford by Steckline. The Beavers with 4 in a row to begin this third quarter, up by 7 here. 6.5 to go third period. Ruelas into the front court to Jackson Rumford as Colby stays man. Rumford with it up top, right side to Ruelas. He'll drive right side. He'll take it to the rack. He'll get a shot blocked from behind. Saved into play by Colby, and Carroll does so. And Foss down the floor a little bit too far in front of Jones, and that'll be turnover number 9. Official timeout here with 6:15 here in the third. I think they're going to maybe want to wipe some perspiration off the floor underneath the Scott City basket. (23-16) your score. Scott City up by 7 with the ball back. 6:15 mark of the third. So the Beavers have hit 2 of the first 3 in this quarter. Colby has not attempted a shot. They're 0 for 1. They do have a couple of turnovers. Foss will guard Ruelas, who's going to try to walk it across for the Beavers. Down the left sideline now, work it up top in the front court. 6:05 here, already 2 minutes into this period. Beavers up. Ruelas left corner to Duff. Can he hit a 3? No, he can't. And rebound, we got a push underneath. That'll be on Scott City. That might be on Rumford, and that'll be his 3rd. Nope, correction, that's going to be on Eloy Ruelas, his 1st. Team's first of the second half with exactly 6 minutes left in period 3. 23-16 is your score. Tubbs with it up high. He'll hang. Oh, yep, that's a travel. That'll be their 3rd turnover in a row. With 5:48 here in the third stanza. Kind of got caught up in no man's land there and kind of paid the price for it there. So now the Beavers with the ball back up 7, trying to add to their 4-0 run of this third quarter. With it up top is Rumford. He'll launch a 3. He'll be too strong. The rebound, Duff will try to save and play, but he does just before the pass, and a 30-second timeout as it's granted by the official right in front of the Scott City bench with 5:35 here in the third quarter. Good hustle play by Duff. Got the rebound. Coach Brian Gentry completing the teamwork with the 30-second timeout. Basketball presented by Lone Tree Farms and Livestock, McCarty Family Farms, Metzger Appraisals, and Metzger Family Farms, Midwest Mixer, Miller Veterinary Clinic, Nordic Supply, New Life Market, Plain Jan's, Platinum H Insurance, Pokey Feeders, Precision Ag and Seed, Our Brothers Auto Body Mechanic, Richards Financial Services, Road and Beacon Green Agency, Scott City Eye Center, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologist, and Scott Community Foundation. The Beavers up by 7 here with 5:35 here. Feels like it should be a lot further into this second half. A lot of activity already in this quarter. Into Rumford toward the left block. Now let's extend out a little bit. Hands it off to Ruelas. He'll stop left baseline now, go underneath. Pivots, hangs, shoots, and got it. Nice footwork by Ruelas. He has 5:20. 5-16. It's a 6-0 run for Scott City with 5:15 to go here in this third quarter. And the Beavers with the first 6 points of the half to push their lead up to 9. They've led by as many as 11 in this one. Into Tubbs. Up and under move on Rumford. Pivots. Hangs the block. Oh, man. And that's a big foul on Rumford. That is his third with 5:05 to go since Tubbs to the line. And Colby's first trip to the line. And Scott City's second foul of the quarter is the big one. And Avery Knoll to check in for him. Tubbs to the line, his first trip there tonight. And first trip for Colby, he leaves it short. Knoll in to replace Jackson Rumford. Kind of a tough play that time for Rumford. The official says he got a little body there, and Tubbs missed them both, and Seckline will get the rebound for Scott City as he rips it away from his teammate, Avery Knoll. But nonetheless, it's Beaver ball up 9. 4:58 to work third quarter. With it up top, Ruelas will drive in, penetrate, hangs, flips one up, and he's got it. 27-16, so Scott City's 8-0 run counters the one that Colby had right before halftime, and Ruelas with the last 4, he has 7. 4:43 to go third quarter play into Tubbs, guarded by Knoll. Ball fake, trying to drive in. Good work in the left corner. Jones with it. He'll drive to the left side. Ball deflected, and Avery Knoll with a steal. Colby's 12th turnover of the night. Beavers with 11-point lead in the ball. 4:28 to go third period. They're looking to add to their 8-0 run, leading by 11. Here's Steckline driving in. Pump fake, leads, shoots short, rebound, tipped right in the hands of Tarango, now to Ruelas. Scott City with an offensive board there after Steckline missed. Scott City 4 of the first 6 to begin this third quarter, but are getting high percentage shots along the way. As we near the midway mark of the third quarter, here's Knoll driving in. No look pass left corner to Duff. Up top to Tarango. Trying to give Scott City a bigger lead here. Ruelas takes the deep 3. Now a little stop and go. Hangs at the foul line, stops. Steckline with it. One dribble, trying to wrap around pass up top and a turnover. Had the right idea, and then Ruelas steals it back. Bounce pass, almost stolen, but it's in the hands of Tarango. Goes up and he's fouled. It's going to be on the floor. That'll be on Jones as the team's trade turnovers there. That'll be his first and the team's first of the second half, or third quarter, excuse me, with 3:45 here in period 3. Scott City up by 11, 27-16 to inbound it. They get it into Ruelas up high. He'll look to drive in. Now to stage Steckline holds it to Dylan Duff. We'll be playing a man-to-man defense. They've played that for most of this ball game. They're starting out on a 1-3-1. Jump stop Tarango to Ruelas, left side 3. That one is no good. It hits the side or the front of the backboard after it goes up, and the rebound to Colby Stevens. The Eagles with the ball have yet to score in this third quarter, and now that's going to be, they're going to say went off the leg of Ruelas, who questions the call by Caleb Bierman after Foss. It looked like it might have been off of him, but instead it's going to stay Eagle ball. 3:15 to work third quarter. Jones to inbound it, and Ruelas will step in front of the lane with the steal. He'll go all the way, almost, and gets it stripped by Foss from behind. Foss wanted that call that time, and he's not going to get the call that time. Officials could not see if he thought it went off of Ruelas. They did not think it went off of Ruelas' leg. Foss might have been the only one, but he may have seen it differently than everybody else. Final 3 minutes of this third quarter. Ruelas with the dribble, stops, he'll pop the 3. Yes, it's good. He has the last 7 for Scott City, and it's a 14-point game with under 3 to go. Third quarter at 30-16. An 11-0 run for the Beavers to begin this third quarter, and they're up by 14. With a nice give and go underneath the Foss. Pump fake, gets it stripped by Duff, and then it went off of Foss underneath and a turnover. Good defense as Scott City forces Colby into a turnover, and Tom Stevens has seen enough. He wants time. With 2:47 to go third quarter, Beavers are up now 30-16. We'll return in a minute. This is Scott City basketball.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
2:47 to go, third quarter. Scott City's ball out of the full timeout taken by Colby, and the Beavers an 11-0 run. Colby has not scored in this third quarter. They've gone on a 6-minute drought. It's 30 to 16 Scott City. The Eagles in a zone defense out of the timeout. Eloy Rula. Scott City right now playing with Jackson Rumford on the bench with 3 fouls. Triangle drive in, leaves his runner short, deflected right to Avery Knowles' hands. He'll go up, and he will not bank it in. Tubbs tried to get the rebound, and he does, but he's fouled afterwards by Avery Knowles. Just stands there as second. Scott City's third foul of the quarter. Beavers with a couple of opportunities there that time, just could not get it to drop in. And that'll bring in Taden Fiken and Max Kirstenbrock in for Colby. The 2:25 here in the third. Scott City with a 30 to 16 lead. Colby has not scored yet in this third quarter, as Stevens and also Case and Carroll exit. Almost a turnover, and it is. Late pass down the floor. He's Eloy Ruelas. He'll take it all the way. His layup on the right side is good. He has the last 7, and it's 32-16 with 2:08 to go, third quarter. Scott City forcing Colby into their 15th turnover of the night. Final 2 minutes of this third period. Scott City with a 13-0 run in the second half. Up by 16. Up top with it right now is Jordan Jones, guarded by Alex Tarango. Minute 50 to go, third period. Goes to Guy Tubbs. Scott City has played exceptional defense here tonight. Tubbs with it, looking for that backdoor cut, but Scott City defends it well. Man-to-man defense. Jones with it. There's been only 2 players score, and Jones drains a 3 on the right side, and it's 32-19 with 1:35 to go, third quarter. And Coach Tom Stevens will burn his second time out of the third quarter, as that'll end a 13-0 Scott City run. Colby with 13 from Jones and 6 from Tubbs, as it's 32-19. Basketball brought to you by Scott County Title and Abstract Company, Scott Cooperative Association, Scott County Hospital, Scott County Records, Scott Pro, Security State Bank, Sharpshooting Supply, Specialty Risk Insurance Agency, Spencer Pest Control, State Farm Insurance, Stevens Veterinary Services, Original Grande, and Trophy Wine and Spirits. So Scott City with the lead here of 32-19. That ended the 13-0 Scott City run to open up the third quarter. 1:35 here in this third, as Colby's burned a couple of timeouts here in this quarter. Both teams did not use a timeout in the first half. They've all 3, 2 for Colby, 1 in Scott has been in this second half. Brooks Bailey back in the lineup. Coy Vance also in there. Get some starters some rest. Now Avery Knoll looking to drive in. Has to save it in play. Eloy Ruelas saves it right in front of the official. The minute 18 to go. Looking to put it on the floor around Fiken, but up top it goes to Brooks Bailey. Bailey with the dribble goes right side to Sage Steckline. Holds it back up top to Bailey. Minute 8 here in the third. Scott City up by 13 with the ball. 32-19. Ruelas goes right side to Bailey. Now Steckline holds it. Looking for a cutter to the high post. Doesn't feed it. Colby playing a zone defense. Scott City just going to burn some clock out here. Steckline with it. 50 seconds to work third quarter. Scott City trying to buy some time with Jackson Rumford on the bench with 3 fouls and get a little breather for Tarango as well as Duff. 40 seconds to go third quarter. Now Colby will switch up to a man-to-man defense after Scott City's burned this clock for a minute here. 30 seconds to work. Bailey drives it to the top of the key. Ball kicked. And that'll still be Scott City's ball with 29.6 to go third quarter, up 32-19. Jordan Jones has the last 9 points on 3 threes for Colby. And it goes to Eloy Ruelas. Steps back for an answer back 3. Short rebound, loose. It pinballs, and Colby will save it into play. With it, 20 seconds to go, third quarter. Ball deflected, and that's going to be last touch off the foot of Brooks Bailey. And it'll still stay Colby ball with 18.2. Brian Gentry is going to go a little deeper the bench, and it's going to be another debut for the season. Camden Volgamore in, and he will replace Eloy Ruelas. He'll get a little bit of a break. So Scott City's gone 9 deep in their bench tonight total. Colby brings in their 2 starters off the bench, and with it now is Jones with 15 seconds. Steps back, left wing goes to Braden Foss with 10 seconds to go in the period. Stevens and also Carroll return to the Colby lineup. Now it goes to Tubbs with 5, with 4, with Stevens with 3. Good help defense. Tubbs will launch a 3. He will miss it, and that's the end of your third quarter. Scott City goes on a 13-3 run in the third quarter, and they have a lead by a baker's dozen heading into the fourth, 32-19 over Colby. We'll come back in 1 minute. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, All-in-One Wash, B&H Paving, Fairley Company, Faroe Heating and Cooling, First National Bank, Great Western Tire, Harris Chiropractic.
Begin, it's Colby's ball as they try to raise a 13-point deficit. Scott City trying to win against Colby at home for the first time since 2018. It would be the first time in this building. Here's Jones, steps back for a 3. Short rebound, Tubbs underneath. He'll go up and score it. Jackson Rumford really couldn't do much. Tubbs with 8, 5 in a row for Colby. 32-21, 7:36 to go here in this fourth quarter. Rumford did not want to commit his 4th foul. Here's Steckline flashing in the paint. Triple teamed up top to Rumford for an answer back 3. Too strong. Rebound Colby. Braden Foss with the board. Scott City up by 11. First minute of this fourth quarter. Here's Jones driving in all the way. His layup is good and a quick 4 points. And Colby within 9 with 7:14 to go here in this ball game at 32-23. Only 2 Eagles have scored tonight. Jones has 15 and now Tubbs with 8. Scott City led by Eloy Orellis with 12 and Jackson Rumford with 10. First minute of this fourth quarter, and all of a sudden the Eagles with a 7-0 run as they have pulled to within 9. For Scott City led 32-16. Steckline with it, holds it. Nice cut. Here's Tarango, his layup. Yo, man! That one rimmed off and a whistle and a holding fell off the rebound on Tarango. That'll be his first, team's first of the fourth quarter. Man, they did everything right but finish it there. Here with 6:46 to go in Colby. All of a sudden a little life here. Are down 9. And they've scored the last 7 of this ball game. It's been a game of runs. Colby on an 8-0 run after Scott City had an 11-point lead. And then Scott City went on a 13-run lob underneath to Kirstenbrock, and he travels with it. Turnover number 16. So Colby went on an 8-0 run to pull to the 19-16 the break. Scott City scored the first 13 points of the second half to go up 32-16. And now in the last 3 minutes, Colby has scored the last 7 points of the ball game. Scott City on a 3.5-minute drought. Tarango with it up top with 6:25 to go. 32-23, Scott City with the lead and the ball. With it now is Alex Tarango, goes right side to Rellis. Nice cut to Steckline at the right block. Hangs, shoots, got it. As the players all collide. Steckline with a half a dozen, 34-23 with 6:10 to go. That'll break on a 7-0 Colby run. So Scott City's lead back up to 11. 6 minutes to go in this one. Right side now, here's Kirstenbrock. He'll try a deep 3. That one rims off, rebound tip. But right there's Tubbs who lays it up and scores it. He has 10, and it's 34-25 with 5:50 to go as Colby has hit 3 of their first 5 shots here in this fourth quarter. And they're back to within 9. Scott City has hit 1 out of their first 3, excuse me. Rumford with it up top with 5:35 to go. This game seems far from over. Rumford needs help. Now gets it to Duff to avoid the 5 count. Duff with the dribble. Left corner to Alex Tarango. He's going to penetrate. Stops now to Rumford. Pump fakes on the 3. Holds it back up top to Ruelas. Now left side to Tarango. Looking to drive in, but it's cut off. Kirstenbrock with tight defense. Now to Rumford. Oh, thought he was going to give it there. He's looking to drive in on Tubbs. Jump stop hangs. Shot is blocked. And that's going to be last touch by Rumford, and Rumford thought it went off of Tubbs, but it did not. And it's going to belong to Colby, who has all the momentum right now the first 3 minutes of this fourth quarter with 5:08 to go. And Coach Brian Gentry senses the momentum and burns a timeout. It'll be a full. We'll take a 1-minute break with 5:08 to go. 34-25 Scott City. This is Beaver basketball. Back to action with 5 minutes to go. Scott City with a 9-point lead, and their full court pressure forces a high pass and a turnover. That's the 17th of the night on Colby. The Beavers ball up by 9 with 4:58 to go, 34-25. They get it in a stack line, a lot of contact, and they call a holding foul. That'll be on Taden Fike, and that'll be his first. Colby's first foul of the fourth quarter. Both teams with one foul this period. 4:55 remaining in this one. Scott City up by 9 with the ball. 34-25 as Triangle will get in the front court to Rumford. Rumford will hold it here with 4:50 to work. They'll hand it off to Eloy Ruelas. Scott City was burning a lot of time, and then when Colby was in his zone, they just played it with it out high, and then Colby switched back to man, and now Fike with a steal of Ruelas. Here's Fike, and he's going to take it all the way. His layup no good, but a foul. He'll get 2 free throws as Ruelas hit the standard pretty hard. Looks like he's okay. That'll be Scott City's second turnover of the fourth quarter and the 8th of the game, but a big foul on Ruelas. That'll be his second, and 2 free throws for Feiken. Second trip to the line for the Eagles tonight with 4:38 to go and a 9-point Scott City lead. It's the closest Colby has been this second half. Feiken's free throw is short. Only 2 Eagles have scored tonight, as in is going to be Avery Knoll for Eloy Ruelas, who got a little shaken up after that play. Hopefully he's okay. All right, second free throw. Feiken hits it as 2 Eagles check in, 34-26 with 4:38 to go. So Scott City will have a new point guard there with Ruelas out, as Case and Carroll Grant Stevens back in for the Eagles. Third different Eagle to score tonight. An inbound into Duff. And now to Rumford here with 4:30 to go in this one. 34-26, Scott City lead. Trying to snap a losing streak to Colby as well, 2 in a row, but trying to snap a long losing streak here in the city limits. Entry feed into stack line. Nice. Oh, give to Duff. Almost lost it up top to Knoll with 4:20 to go. Now to Rumford. Scott City with the 8-point lead in the ball, 34-26. And now a steal, and that ball is going to be lost out of bounds by Colby as the teams will trade turnovers. Tubbs had the steal on Rumford out high, and then 4:10 to go. Scott City has to do a better job of handling pressure here down the stretch. They'll get it into Avery Knoll. He'll fake the pass. He'll have it with 4:05 to go now to Alex Tarango. Tarango will take it in the front court. Almost got it poked away. He weaves his way around. 34-26. Halfway through this fourth quarter, Scott City hanging on to a lead with the ball. They've led by as many as 16 in this game. It's an 8-point game right now. Closest Colby has been this second half. After Scott City made the run, Tarango will stop, and now to Duff right side. Into Rumford right block. Catches shot up. Short. Didn't get enough on it. He's been held to just 2 points this half, and the rebound to Colby. They have the ball down 8 with 3:35 to go. Colby on a 7-2 run in this fourth quarter. Looking to add to it. Tubbs with it high with 3:28 to go. Both teams down to 3 timeouts remaining. Full and 2:30s for both. And now Foss 3. No. Rebound Tubbs. His follow-up is no good. And the rebound last touch. And they're going to get a push on Duff. That'll be his first. And Scott City's third foul this fourth quarter with 3:17. The Beavers not rebounding here as of late. And Eloy Ruelas back in the lineup to replace Dylan Duff here. 3:17 to go. Lob into Tubbs, left side entry feed out of Jones. Stripped out of there by Rumford, who grabs the steal. Colby's 19th turnover, 3:10 to go. Beavers with the ball up 8:34-26 on a 3-minute scoring drought. They needed to get it across to avoid the 10 count, but they'll be bailed out with a pushing foul on Colby. That'll be on Tubbs just his first, I believe. Yep, and it is. Second foul with 3:04 to go, and for them, it's not a bad foul. They need to get some fouls, try to get up to 5. If Scott City can maintain the lead, Scott City will get it to avoid the 5 count. Now in the hands of Tarango in the front court with 3 minutes to go. Survival mode here for Scott City, and there's going to be a foul on Case and Carroll. That'll be his second, team's third of the fourth quarter. Trying to go for the steal. And I think they were doing that on purpose, try to make this a free throw shooting game maybe a little bit earlier. Scott City struggled from the line this year, just 63%, but both teams with 3 fouls in the quarter. Tarango will inbound it into Ruelas, back to Tarango, almost walked with it, 2:55 to go. Into Rumford, and that's going to be a foul on Tubbs, and that'll be his second and the fourth of the quarter on Colby. Final foul to give for Colby here, the ball game with 2:52 to go. Rumford had good position that time on Tubbs. Tubbs has picked up both of his fouls in the fourth quarter. Rumford with 3 fouls. Inbound into Avery Knoll. Up top to Ruelas right side. He looks to drive in. He's fouled by Jones. That's his second. And with 2:49 to go, Colby is going to send the Beavers to the line as Ruelas just a 33% free throw shooter on the year. Scott City 0 of 1 at the line tonight. Colby is 1 of 4. So you could tell that was a tactic by Colby. Free throw for Ruelas is good. He has a baker's dozen. 35-26 with 2:49 to go. Lead back up to 9 for Scott City. Second free throw, he drains them both. It's back to a 4-possession game. 10-point lead with 2:45 to go, 36-26. The Colby and the penalty here. Scott City will shoot free throws after every Colby foul rest of the way. Carroll with it up top, drives right side on Steckline, loses footing, stripped and stolen away. 20th Colby turnover. So the Beavers with the ball up 10, 2.5 to go. Rumford within the backcourt, needs help, finds Sage Steckline. Holds it, and now still holding it, puts it on the floor. He'll drive right down Main Street. His layup is, yes, and a one, it's good. Steckline with 8. Looking for point number 9, 38-26 with 2:22 to go. That's on Guy Tubbs, his third. He's picked up all 3 of his fouls in the fourth quarter with 2:22 to go. As Stevens and Carroll exit, back in will be Kirstenbrock and Feiken. So Steckline, his first trip to the line tonight. Trying to make this a 13-point game. It's too strong. Jackson Rumford will knock it off of the Colby Eagle. And the officials will discuss this. That went off of the Colby Eagle, and a good call by the official. Good job by Jackson Rumford in knocking it off of Max Kirstenbrock. 2:21 to go. So the Beavers will inbound in the corner up by a dozen, and Tubbs will intercept the pass, and they're going to get a push on Rumford fighting for the ball, and that's a big foul, his 4th. That's a turnover and a foul, and that's a final foul to give of the quarter for Scott City as well, and of the game with 2:20 to go. 38-26 is your score. So Rumford would play out there with 4 fouls and has to be careful. Scott City, though, with a little bit of a cushion with the lead. As we approach 2 minutes to go, Foss with it, looking for a screen. He'll drive into the foul line, steps back, left side to Jones. Turns down the 3. Now he'll fire the 3 in short. Rebound, Jackson Rumford for Scott City. And a big rebound there and a miss for Jones here with 1:55 to go with Scott City up 12. Now the Beavers don't want to be too conservative and run too much time in the backcourt and get a 10 count. That time, Foss ran right through the screen into Steckline. I think they're going to call this on Steckline. That should probably be a foul on Foss, who did maybe a little bit of an acting job. And Colby can't believe the call. Really, I think that's probably the right one. He ran right into the screen, and it looked more, I would say it looks a little bit more nasty than probably it really was, and that'll send Steckline to the line for 2 free throws with 1:51 to go. He just missed his last free throw. Scott City tonight, 2 of 4 at the line. Colby hated the call. Scott City loved the call. Somebody was going to be mad either way, and Steckline short on the first. That foul was on Foss's 3rd, as I mentioned, with 1:51 to go. 38-26. Second free throw, Steckline missed them both. Guy Tubbs with the board, his fourth of the night for Colby, as they're down by 4 possessions with a minute 45 to go. Jones with it up top, goes left with the pass to Braden Foss. Foss trying to get a screen, doesn't, steps back, tries a three over Ruelas, too strong, rebound, and loose, and picked up by Fiken, who'll go up and score. He has 3 off the bench. 38-28 with 1:30 to go, and the Eagles not going down without a fight here. Ruelas will weave his way into the front court. Tie ropes the half-court stripe and is fouled by Jones. His third, and Ruelas back to the line with a minute 22 to go. Scott City with 4 fouls in this fourth quarter. Colby well into the penalty. And 2 free throws for Ruelas, has had a career-high 14 points tonight. Looking to add to it, and he does. 39-28, 1:22 to go. This holds. This would be one of the season lows. Actually, it would be the season low for Colby. And this actually won't be quite, almost maybe the season low for Scott City. 40-28 as he sinks them both. He has 16. After going scoreless on Tuesday night. Ball deflected by Rumford and a steal. A big turnover, the 22nd on Colby tonight. Final 69 seconds, this one Rumford and a holding foul on Colby. And that'll send Rumford to the line where he's got 10 points tonight. That'll be on Tubbs. His 4 fouls have all come in this fourth quarter. Scott City 67 seconds away from snapping a Steckline, excuse me, at the line. He misses that one. So 67 seconds away from snapping a 5-game losing streak here to the Eagles at home. Be the first win in this building. Oh, he missed that one as well, but the rebound tipped, and Knoll with the rebound. And final minute of this one as he gets fouled by Fike in his second. Tubbs did not want to foul. And to the line will be Avery Knoll. He has 4 points in his return to the lineup. Coming off a football injury. 2 free throws for him. Scott City up by a dozen, and it'll stay that way as Scott City's missed 5 free throws here in this fourth quarter. In will be Case and Carroll to replace Taden Fiken, who's really played pretty well off the bench tonight for Colby. He's only their 3rd scorer with 3 points, and Knoll gets a nice bounce. He has 5. And Brian Gentry wants to settle the troops down and talk things over with 1:02 to go. A 41-28 Scott City lead. Basketball also brought to you tonight by True North Cafe, Turner Sheet Metal, Vogelmore Family Farms. Also Western Kansas Insurance, Western State Bank, Wheatland Electric, White's Foodliner, Wilkins Physical Therapy, and Winterland Farms. So Scott City's lost here to Colby. That was at the high school back on February 8th of 2019. That was their last, or that was the streak of the 5 consecutive wins by Colby and Scott City, 62-52. They had a huge fourth quarter in that one to rally after Scott City won the first 2 games in that series, including by 1 in the orange and black in a thriller, 49-48 just 2.5 weeks prior, and that'll be reach and foul by Knoll. Jones will get 2 free throws coming up with 57.6 with no time running off the clock. That'll be team foul number 5 on Scott City, but Knoll, he's got 3 fouls. He's trying to catch up on fouls that he's missed his first 5 games. 57.6 to go. Scott City crowd, or student section, trying to throw the Colby free throw shooters off by singing Christmas carols. It's kind of like that university in Indiana. I think it's Taylor University, where they sing Silent Night, and they remain silent for the first 10 points. Jones hits the free throw, 41-29, 55 seconds to go. In the front court, here's Jackson Rumford. He's going to take this one all the way, lays it up, got it. He's got 12. It's 43-29 with 46 seconds to go. Scott City up by 14 here. And a whistle, and they're going to call Jones with a carry and a turnover. 39.6 to go, a 14-point lead. This has been a yeoman's work tonight by the Scott City defense. A very disciplined Colby team that went to state a year ago. Inbound into Rumford, catches it and knocks it off of Jones at the scorers table with 36.6 to go. And they'll inbound it into the front court. Scott City is going to go to 6-0 for the first time since the 2014-15 season. The lob at ball deflected and stolen away, but standing right on the sideline was Braden Foss. You got to give him credit for that effort. And it'll be Scott City's ball, but all that does is run off a couple more seconds. And it's now Steckline to inbound it. They avoid the 5 count to Eloy Ruelas. Kirstenbrock in there guarding him closely, and then Foss comes in and fouls him for the 4th time. So Foss with 4, Tubbs with 4, and 2 free throws for Ruelas, looking to add to his career high night. 16 points. 43-29 your score. Free throw number 1 for Ruelas is true. 44-29, 31.2 to go. Colby is going to drop to 3 and 2 as Coach Brian Gentry is going to clear the rest of the bench. Brendan Bailey still with a nice shiner that he took against La Junta last week. And also Avery Radke in for the first time as Ruelas sinks down another free throw on his 18th point. 45-29, that matches the largest lead for Scott City at 16 with 28 seconds to go. Jones from about Modoc, no rebound, Jackson Rumford. Rumford will take it into the front court with 15 seconds to go. Colby still guarding but not fouling here, and now they think they'll back off. Scott City's going to snap a 5-game losing streak to Colby in the city limits of Scott City, and it gets a 6-0 on the year with the state-ranked Goodland Cowboys in their next matchup on Tuesday. A great defensive effort tonight for Scott City. They won it with defense and win it here tonight, 45-29, holding the Eagles to a season-low 29 points. Post-game show to begin in 3 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
The Christmas Village is back in full display at Spud's Hunting and Fishing Supplies in Scott City.